ay, ay. You right?
Yeah, just thinking.
All right.
Cause like the guys that you were telling me about,
Mm-hmm.
it's like if you bump into them with your cart, like well, a regular person, you bump into them with your cart. You have a disagreement, you talk it out, right? But like
Mm-hmm.
these guys, they probably use they have used a gun. They have guns, big guns, and they'll probably shoot you.
Yeah. Yeah. Potentially.
I was thinking about doing something, but I feel it might be like a bad idea now.
Firing him?
Firing? No.
What?
When I was kidnapped this morning,
Mm-hmm.
I think I know some of the people.
Really?
When I was at my creamery, there were these people, they were like making a lot of noise in the parking lot, driving around, pulling cars in. I kept hearing bikes and stuff. So I used my camera and I focused the lens. And I'm like, oh, I see like two girls and two guys. And then I saw like a really nice car. So I'm like, I'm going to take a picture of that. That's a nice car. And
Mm-hmm.
then the girl looks very familiar to one of the girls that had the band. Like if you take off the bandana, I'm like, that looks exactly like that girl. Black ponytail, sunglasses, all of it.
Right. Okay.
And then the guy, he was turned around, but I think I met him before, like with Antonio. And then I saw him at the parking lot. And then he fixed my car because it broke down after I came back from the farmer's market. And then
He's like a mechanic?
yeah. So when I saw him in the parking lot, he had like body armor and green beads, but no mask and no hat to like hide his hair.
Hmm.
So then he had the hat and the mask on, but I'm like, those green beat, like I'm really good with fashion. And then the girl that was with him, black trench coat, black hoodie, black pant, everything black. Very long waist length braids. And literally same outfit, just a just a helmet on now. I'm like, there's no way this is all a coincidence.
No, no. Yeah, that's definitely them. You saw them. Do you know any of their names or where they associate or whatever?
Yeah, I think that's where the stupid part was gonna come in. I was gonna try to talk to them. I know two of their names. Um,
Right.
Natalia Volkov, Ivan's sister, and Archie. He's a mechanic
Right.
at Benny's. Like he literally just sold me his surfer van like an hour before it happened. And I'm like, two Australians with a white mohawk? That's such a distinct hair color.
Yeah. I you have two options. Option one is what you said, and that's talking to them. But you'd have to be very careful what you said. Option two is reporting it.
Because I'm like, what if they don't like what I say and they shoot me or they hit me? I've already been hit twice in the head. The doctor said I can't afford another one.
Yeah. What would you even say to them?
Well, Natalia's Ivan's sister, so I'm like, maybe he could talk to her, but like, if he's this bad guy who like threatens people, like, what if he's like that too and he takes it like I'm being rude? Like, you didn't even see. Like, what if there's another girl that's running around here with really long blonde hair with the exact same braids that his sister had like an hour ago?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's tough to say. Um,
But I'm like, the same outfitting you're running around with an Australian guy with a white mohawk? No way. That's way too many coincidences. No way. unless the guy specifically told the girl to dress up like her. But it's like, why would you do that? You want to implicate her because she has a really nice car, very expensive.
Hmm. How do you think she made that money?
You know, I actually don't know what they do for money.
Yeah.
They ask about me, but I never asked about them.
And they don't want you to. I don't know, Kelly. You may be able to. Hmm.
Yeah, because I'm like, she comes to my ice cream shop. That's such mixed emotion. You come to my ice cream shop, you talk to me, we went shopping for cat suits, and then you're holding a gun at me.
Yeah. You do have something that you could do that would put you in a awkward position, but it would help you in the future. It's kind of a double-edged sword, and that is to do whatever you need to when speaking with Ivan to express that um, you're pretty sure it was them. You have no doubt in your mind, and you could lie, you know, build up your story and say, you know, maybe you get some emotion in your voice. Maybe maybe your lip quivers and you say, I'm not mad at them and I don't want, you know, I wouldn't want them to get in trouble, but I've really been through a lot and it really scared me. And I, I was wondering, do not say, and I will say this twice, do not say, I need your help. Do not say, I need your help. Do not say that because, again, leverage. He would have something on you. He'd say, I helped you. You can help me in the future. You know what I mean? So, uh, just say, I was really scared. Um, certain it was them. Um, could you ask them to make sure if they see me in the future that they don't do that to me? Because I don't know how much more I can go through. That's my advice.
So, like, what? I don't report it?
If that's the path you want to go down. If you want to go down the path with talking to them, you cannot fucking report it. No chance. Not a chance.
Because they're gonna be like
You
really
did?
pissed. They don't want to turn themselves in. Obviously,
No.
they wore masks.
No, no, no. The best thing you could get out of a conversation with them is that they'll leave you alone and never do it again. They won't apologize. Don't expect an apology, but they won't do it again.
Because I'm like, if I report it, they know it's me. Because it was only me. And if I talk to them, they're probably gonna get mad.
That's not necessarily true. Um, I'm certain that they've done a lot of robberies. And yeah, sure, over time, details of the case might come out, but um, I'm sure, given that your uncle is the Chief Justice, I think that he would want to protect you and your identity from that case if you did report it, or even just if it didn't become a case, just your identity from that report. It would be protected from anything. It would be completely confidential. Um, but again, there's risks. Unfortunately, there's risks in every direction. Um, but my advice would be to try to talk with them because you don't want this to ever happen again. And you have an opportunity right now to make sure it doesn't.
Like a
But
second chance deal or something. Like,
kinda. But the thing is, Kelly, you're gonna have to play into that. Um, you're gonna have to put your mask on. You're gonna have to play into uh, the victim. You know, you're gonna have to say, you're gonna have to seem like a delicate flower. You know, you're gonna have to seem like you're just so scared of everything and everyone, and make it clear that you're not the type of person to ever report someone or anything. You don't like tattletales, whatever. But really play into the thing. If you can make yourself cry, then do it. Um, really try to get through to Ivan. If he has any fucking conscience, he'll make sure it never happens again. I know him well enough to know that while he is predictably involved in certain things, he has some manner of respect for other people. And I think, considering the fact that you have worked together with him and he's shown some fondness to you, I think he can help you out. But you just have to be very careful. That's all. Play stupid, play weak, do whatever you can to make sure it doesn't happen again. And if that doesn't work and he says no, fuck you. Um,
that's when I tell him, like, I have a picture of the two people that did kidnap me. Because for
no,
the guy, they just have to prove it's his car. And I'm like, that's easy enough. He has very fancy cars.
you do not tell him that, Kelly. Don't tell him that. If he says no, fuck you, I'm not going to help you. You just go and you come and see me. You come and see the Chief Justice. And we will submit your evidence into the sheriff's department confidentially, quietly, because there is a case. You know, I don't know if for certain, but I'm pretty sure there's probably a case surrounding those individuals, and that will be very beneficial to the sheriff's department case. But if you want to go down the route of talking to them first and trying to keep them on your good side, then you got to talk to them first and not mention the fact that you have any pictures or anything. All right?
I still can't believe I snapped the camera and how useful that photo is. Because I'm just like, that's the girl.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah, I was just curious. Who's making all this noise in the garage? I'm just not used to all this. This city is so much different than what I know back at home. Like, the violence here is that I've been exposed to, it's insane. Like, I've sat up there and I've seen people like rob bank trucks.
Yep. Where is it that you were living before here?
Vice,
Vice?
Ocean Beach.
Right. Huh.
Yeah, so I kind of like avoid like the Haitian Cuban wars because opposite side of town, you
Yeah.
just know the neighborhoods that you're not supposed to go into.
You know, in the Vice area, like the whole city limits,
Mm-hmm.
right now, 1985 and 1984, the statistics say there is a bank robbery every 20 minutes in that city. Isn't that fucking crazy? The state of the world. It's ridiculous. It's
Yeah,
disgusting.
I mean, I knew crime never stopped, but it's just like the amount that I'm actually involved, like getting hit in the back of the head, getting
Yeah,
kidnapped
yeah,
coming from a clothing store, just trying to drive to work, getting held up at
yeah,
gunpoint. It's just like, that's insane. It's like it's just all in your day to day life. It's way too prominent.
yeah. But I don't know. I think there is another way. There's another way to ensure your safety, but I wouldn't recommend it. Um, and that's similar to what I've done in my life. And say things that you would never do. Talk like a scumbag. You know,
Like, what would be an example?
like I don't know. I don't know if you'd like me. I don't know if you'd like me saying this, uh, but the kind of stuff that I would say in front of the Chief Justice and all of the amazing people I work with here are, oh, yes, yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm working on this and I'm working on that. I've got this going and this project's going really well. Looking forward to it. This is what I've been like.
Yeah.
That's the real me. The me that would talk with Moretti would say things like, I'm going to hang that guy up on fucking meat hooks. That guy talks to me that way again, I'm going to fucking kill him. Closed doors, you know, not actual credible threats, but you say things,
Like you're gonna put him in a box and send him floating down the river.
Exactly, exactly, and it creates an air around you that um, can be turned into a sense of respect. Now, it's not complete respect from these guys. You'll never get that. I mean, I never had it. I never had that full respect because after Nam, I didn't do fucking crimes, right? That's what they want. That's what they wanted from me was for me to get back into it, into that thing, get involved. But no, you make excuses. You say, "Listen, this is a good fucking gig. I'll cut you in on a piece of it. I'll work on my jazz lounge, get everything set up. It's gonna be a beautiful thing, and I'll cut you in on it. Don't you worry." But that's it. These examples don't really work for you, but my point is that uh, similarly to what I said earlier about distancing yourself from guys like me and saying that mayor hates my fucking guts. He wouldn't care if I died. Stuff like that to make sure that they don't kidnap you to get to me. Um, you can say stuff that like I hate that fucking guy too, you know, and uh, and you could say shit like obviously that isn't true, but you could say he needs to watch his mouth, or he needs to watch his mouth because you never know what could happen, right? Little things like that.
Oh my! I feel like this is when they were all mad at Mayor Hazelwood, and they're just like, "So you're gonna pick a side?" I'm just like, "What do you mean? Like, I'm not gonna say anything bad about Mayor Hazelwood if that's what you want me to do. I don't do
Yeah.
ultimatums."
No, you don't do ultimatums, but you gotta play the part to protect yourself. I don't care what people say about me, Kelly. And Kelly, I know you like me. You never said it, but I know you like me.
Yeah.
And if I heard on the street, if someone came up to me and said, Mr. Mayor, I have something to tell you. Kelly said that you're a piece of shit and she wants you to die. I'd say, oh, that's terrible. Oh, that's so terrible. I'd come and see you and say, did you say that? And you'd say, yes or no. And I'd say, all right, whatever. Because I know that you like me. As long as we're on the same page, I'm always going to check in. But you can say whatever you want about me. If people want you to pick a side against me, you can pick a side against me. That's fine by me.
But
You
I've
can
never
say
been
whatever
defending you. Like,
you can say whatever you need to protect yourself. You need to defend yourself before anybody else, Kelly. I can handle my own reputation, you know? If the whole fucking world hated me, I'd still be able to defend my reputation. But yeah, you just gotta look out for number one. That's you. Speaking of number ones, I my story from earlier. I said I was gonna go to the office to Amber and Casey, and I walked to the bathroom first, and I started getting undressed to like use the clothing thing there, and they both walked in, and they just like, walked up to me, and walked up to the mirrors, and I was like, ladies, maybe we should like talk about like a punch card or like a timing thing or something. Like, I, it was so fucking awkward. I've never been in a bathroom with women before. It was so weird.
see,
I
when
don't know
we
what
all
the hell.
change at the same time, it's just like, yeah, no big deal.
Yeah, but I was in there and they came in and I was like, ladies, this is not appropriate. I'm about to take my pants off. I said, you know, what would have happened if I wasn't changing my clothes and I came in here and I had my dick out because I was using a urinal? What would happen? It'd be terrible.
I think everyone just got very comfortable with the clothing stores. Everyone just kind
Yeah.
of changes at the same time. So,
Yes.
bathroom, they're just like, those boundaries surely extend to the bathroom. It's not like you're going to be, potentially pulling your underwear down too, right?
No, I know.
It's a bathroom.
I think that I might sign an executive order saying that we have to knock before we go into the bathroom. Because, I don't want to be sitting on the. I don't want to be sitting on a can and then a beautiful woman like you or someone else walks in.
Like, oh, I just came to take off my blazer, or I'm about to clock
Yeah.
out for the day. We're going to go check out new water activities, so let's all get dressed in our swimsuits. And then
Right.
don't even look back.
And I'm
Someone's just sitting on the toilet like, well.
Yeah, I'm sitting in the cubicle like, Jesus.
Do we need an HR department?
I don't think so. As long as we knock before entering bathrooms, I think we're fine.
That'll take a lot of practice around here. We definitely don't knock before we enter a room.
Yeah, people knock on my office all the time.
Well, I mean, they got to now, because the new locks.
Yes, that's true. I don't really lock it that much.
Yeah,
I
my
think I
uncle
did.
said, like, the door should be locked, but it's just like, if we're walking up and down, we don't need to lock the third floor. Who's...
No, we do not.
Anyone got a grappling hook? They're gonna
Yeah, I
James
know.
Bond? I don't
Yeah,
think
we
that's
don't need to lock
happening.
the third floor. I don't think we do.
But at the end of the day, yeah, you lock up before you leave.
Mm-hmm. Kelly, you want to go and assess the parking lot situation? Because the governor also said to me that he hates the parking lot out the front. And if I can find an alternative, then that'd be good. He said he doesn't like how it just looks like the cars are disappearing.
Oh, okay. Like,
So if we can find a garage with a ramp or something, that'd be nice.
that's like the valet.
We'll go at the back.
Okay.
Let's go at the back. Yeah, you feeling a bit better?
Yeah, I was.
Or did I make it worse?
No. Your story, I think it was good timing on the story. Story second.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that right there is where I think the government wants you to go.
Oh, I agree. That's a great
Right
spot.
there. Because it's connected to City Hall. I mean, this thing goes to the police over there. It doesn't, but, it could from the third, if there was a door there, I guess.
But is there like a
But,
public garage?
no, no. Just jog across the street with me. But I think just down the bottom of that hill, of this little ramp, the garage could be there. Um, or like right in front of this or whatever. Something
Yeah,
to
and then
consider.
they even got enter and exit. So you come in through that side, you park your car, and then you drive the vehicles out through this way. This
Yeah,
works perfectly.
yeah, I think so. What about a public car park though?
Mm,
What would be a better place for the public car parking lot?
maybe this, because I know that orange building over there, they have a
Mm.
sign on the floor that says like they valet. So would the governor like that better?
Ooh, maybe,
Like maybe City
maybe.
Hall can make a deal with them and they valet any citizen's car. I mean, yeah, you have to walk back over to City Hall, but at least it's less, cluttered out front.
Yeah, maybe. Actually, Kelly, what's the building directly opposite the front of City Hall? Is
That
that
is
a
a
hospital?
hospital.
Okay. Do you want to go look at that?
Mm, you want people to park in a hospital?
No, not really, but they've got a driveway.
Oh,
Well,
you
there's a
think it
lot of
might be a
parking at
garage?
hospitals.
Yeah,
There's
maybe
a
they
lot of,
like
yeah, there's usually a garage next to a hospital, like a big multi-story one, usually. I personally think the parking lot right out front is fine, but the governor said that he'd like it to be reassessed, so, you know, might as well. That car right there, though, needs to get fucking gone.
Yeah, someone just abandoned it, and it looks like it's been here for a couple years actually.
It's been here since, like, early 1984, I think. I don't know. Been here for a fucking long time. A
That's
real long time.
crazy. Oh, I already see a garage.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
So people just turn in, right?
Yeah. And then cross the street.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not like underground public parking.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, they'd probably say like the red lines, because over at Pillbox they're like that's for emergency services only, but
Right.
maybe they just don't want people clogging the intersection, because if you sit there, then other people can't park and you cause a traffic jam.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, there's a thing on either side.
Yeah, underground parking. One for the
Yeah.
ambulances, one for the public.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty good. Plus, there's a newsstand down there, but it was always weird to me that the payphones were all the way over there, right out. You know what I mean? Like, you'd want to walk outside City Hall and use a payphone sometimes.
There's one out back.
Yeah.
I use it.
Oh, that's true. That is true. But parking your car there, jumping out, grabbing a phone, whatever. It's convenient. I'm gonna see how the walk feels. Because if it feels like it takes too long, then it's not even worth it.
Oh, this isn't too long. This is
No.
we walk all the way to Burger Shot to get lunch.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay, the roller rink, but still, if they can't walk across a one street,
Yeah. Mount Zona Medical Center. Mount Zona. Because I think there's actually an ambulance garage around the corner here. I think you're right that those are two public garages for like visitors, and then in here I think is the medical garage on the right. on the left, that's the entrance. Emergency parking in this area, but then I'm pretty sure on the right there is a garage. No, no, there's not. Okay, never mind. Ah, well. It's worth a check. Wait, what the hell?
Is it open?
People in this city just do not like to follow rules, huh? You seen
They
this?
literally throw the cigarettes right under the no smoking sign.
Right underneath there's no smoking sign. I guess that's a form of protest, you know?
It wouldn't be San Andreas if people weren't protesting something.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait for the town hall where I propose things that are just to help people, and then those same people complain and say, hey, that's stupid. You're mean. And I'm like,
Tear
what?
it up and let's talk about it. We should be
Yeah.
involved in every decision that is made out of City Hall. I mean,
Yeah, I'll recommend this to the governor.
politicians.
Sorry?
More people should become politicians.
Exactly. If they want to make the fucking city so different, if they don't like what we're doing, they can fucking run. They can be part of the city council and then stop me in my tracks. You know what I mean? The council can outvote me on anything, really.
I was surprised that they had a lot to say, but then it's like, okay, who would like to step up for the special seat that's been vacated by Cody?
Yeah.
Only one person stepped up.
Yeah. Crazy.
I mean, there's Gemma too, but Gemma wasn't the one that was protesting.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when my uncle gave the demonstration where they explained the law, they didn't want to hear it. Only like 5 people followed his demonstration all the way to the sidewalk to explain what the extension actually is and when it goes into effect.
Yeah, I'm gonna give that another shot if it's brought up, but like we said, I'm just gonna avoid it, not talk about it.
Yep, that's a whole
It's
can
old
of
news
worms.
at
Yeah.
anyway.
No, like literally, I'm in Vespucci all the time. Nobody talks about it anymore.
Yeah.
They talk about Mayor Hazelwood.
Mm.
They're happy he's gone.
It's unfortunate. He's a nice guy.
Yes. And the business licenses is like, it's to help you guys, it's to protect your rights if you go into a business. Like, he's always advocating for other people. He hasn't placed a single executive order that's for himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, why can't the mayor be here every day? He lives on a boat. His boat had a hole in it. Should he just let everything he owns sink?
Mm. I explained to the. I talked with I talked with the governor, the lieutenant governor, and kind of what I talked through. I basically said that I hope they don't think that I'm trying to rush things. I have a lot that I want to get done, but I'm trying to be realistic about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they're very happy. They're very happy. But they said that they're very excited about the fact that we've had so much communication in the last 4 or 5 days, and they're looking forward to, the future of it. Mm.
Yeah, they always say they enjoy my letters because it's usually an update about City Hall or like
Yeah.
things. I didn't know if it was that easy to get the locks. It's just like, yeah, why don't we just write them a letter and let them know like none of the doors have any locks on it?
Yeah.
As opposed to
Yeah.
just, waiting till the maintenance workers just get around to it.
Yep. Speaking of which, they're gonna double check in the next couple days the first aid kit thing.
Yes, I saw that letter. And now any staff member of director level or higher can access the holding cells and the security. So when you get
Okay.
a new head of security, they have
Joey.
access to their office.
He is the new head of security, Joseph Furio. And I guess that already happened because I showed him his office today and he said he had keys. So,
Yeah, I just think it's easier as opposed to just like maybe two people can open that door and then
yeah.
deputies. It's just like so we can't. There we have locked rooms in our own place of work. Like nobody can get
Yeah.
in these
Yeah.
doors.
Yeah. It's silly. But I cannot fucking believe that less than 24 fucking hours after I gave that guy the head of security, he commits a felony and pleads guilty to it. What the fuck?
He's worked here for over a month. That completely shocked me.
What the fuck? I mean, I took everyone's word that he was golden.
Do you want me to be candid?
Sure.
He's friends with Ivan and Natalia and Nico, the Volkov family.
Oh,
Yes. So if you think that there's bad things from them, he said his friends got
right.
him into some trouble.
Okay, that makes sense. Still, he should have been wiser.
Yeah, I don't let anyone talk me into anything I don't want to do. I make up my own mind.
Yes, you should. Don't let me talk you into anything you don't want to do neither. All right? Okay?
Well, you really wanted to have the career fair. Like, I thought it would be better next week, but if you wanted the follow up, I was going to try to make it
No,
happen
no,
for you.
Kelly. I might be the mayor and you might be the chief of staff. You might work under me in terms of the hierarchy of our employment. But in my mind, we are a fucking team. If you feel like I'm wrong about something and it would be better done a different way, just please tell me.
Oh my, for like the council members, that's 4 people. For the career fair, I have to coordinate with at least 10 different businesses and institutions that all need to check in by today. So, yeah, that's why we don't have enough. Next week would have been better. They would have had all week to check in. It would
Kelly!
have been perfect.
Hey, okay. Partially my fault for pushing it, but I was just so excited when you mentioned it. When you said, yeah, there's a job fair. I was like, whoa, that's great. That'll be amazing to put in the mall. But you should have told me no. 50-50, you know?
I did, but you really wanted to do like the town hall and then mall. So I was like, okay, let's see if we can make this work. So it's like it could still work, but not on the scale that I picture in my head. Like I picture parties in my head how they'll go. And
Yeah.
it's not as full as I would like it.
No, definitely not. You wanted that to be a success, and I do too. And I'm not going to rush anything. So please just tell me. You know, if you want me to change my mind on something, just say. You, when I came into this position, you and Athena are you're my compasses. You know, you are the direction that I gotta go, and you're my guides
Okay, so
and
I'll
my
just do what I
teachers.
did like with Bryce. Because he had a whole plan for the election schedule, and I had
Uh-huh.
to try to help him explain. Like, picture what happened with the last election.
Uh-huh.
I hung a flyer. Everyone ignored it until like the last day of voting, and then the ballot box was pulled early, and then there was a lot of disgruntled voters that didn't get to vote. Now you see, although that flyer was posted within an hour of when the ballots opened, they didn't read it until the second one came out. You have to keep constantly reminding people. So what he
Yeah.
wanted to do was announce the election and then tell people they're not allowed to start campaigning until the 9th. So it's how do you police that? How do you tell
Yeah.
them you register, but don't you hang a single flyer and actually expect them to do it?
Mm-hmm.
Because Danob said he speculated we're going to have city council elections ASAP, and we got a mailbox full of people signing up for city council over a speculation. Something that's not a confirmed thing.
Yep.
And then Bryce, when he said he doesn't have the executive orders, they were hung on the city bulletin boards 2 weeks ago. So not
Yeah.
everybody reads. So once you say they're open, that's it, that's out of our hands. Mail us the letter, hang your flyers, do whatever you want. The only thing we want to monitor after that point is when we're going to host these debates. So that way they can announce their platforms in a nice open forum, one after another, and then they can have like the nitty gritty debates where you cross examine them and ask them a bunch of questions. Try to see who's here and, giving a good show and who actually has a solid platform to stand on.
That's exactly right.
But I did agree with him, like, give them more time. So
Hmm.
we normally did like 25th, 26th, 27th, but he wanted the ballots to push until the 30th. And it's like we were getting a disconnect there because if you push it to the 30th is Sunday. Why not end it on Saturday so we come into the meeting with these results? So he kept saying the 30th, so I'm like, you want the winners to be announced in a flyer? I can do that, but I really think the town hall followed by a flyer is the more ideal way to go.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah, so we got there in the end, but there's like a lot of back and forth between us.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what you got to do as chief of staff, Kelly. I mean, actually, I don't know what the job description is that Hank gave you, um, or if you're more aware of it than I am, which is very likely. Uh, but in my mind, your role as chief of staff is everything you've been doing, and also keeping us in line, and the staff at large, keeping everyone in line. You are the library, you are the teacher, you are the guide. You say, that's not the best way to do it. This is the best way to do it. And, consider your options. Currently, there are two men that are in charge of the city that do not have experience in this field. And we're doing our best, but we want your guidance. And I know you had that little tiff with Bryce where he said that you were dumb,
We
but
ironed it out. We ironed it out.
yeah, he's very sorry for that. Because Dan, the other day, he, Dan was wow, that was rough to watch. He brought it up in front of me as well. So
He was
Dan's not
really
over it.
heated about it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was heated. Yeah. So I was in my office. Yeah, they had a bit of a thing, and uh, Dan was like, before you continue with your projects, you should utilize the staff around you and their knowledge instead of just doing it yourself and brushing everybody off. And Bryce said, "What are you talking about?" And he said, like the other day with Kelly. And Bryce said, "Oh, that, right. I don't recall doing that. I don't recall doing it the way that you've said." And said, "I mean, you said that she didn't know what she was talking about in front of a bunch of people. You put her in her place." And he was like, "Well, I'm sorry that it seemed that way." Mm. But yeah, he went to bat for you. Yeah, that's for sure. But he's of the understanding now that you are the most knowledgeable person when it comes to this stuff, and he's gonna listen to you more.
Because Athena, she tried to mediate for us, so from Bryce's perspective, a lot of people were correcting him, but I'm like, I wasn't doing it in a rude way. Just like when Brooks was here,
Hmm.
and he said he hasn't seen like any of the security, and I told him there was one actually in this morning, and Lucy's not here because she was sick. So then he kind of got snippy with me, and he started mocking me, or he said I
Does
had an
Lucy still work
attitude.
here?
No, I have actually not seen Lucy in weeks.
Okay. But is she part of my staff?
Yes, she was hired on as security.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
From
Cool.
what I've
Cool.
been
Cool.
told, I
Cool.
think
Cool.
Lucy has a down under alarm clock, so I
Yeah.
think around now is her normal schedule.
That's unlikely. It probably would have been about 5 hours ago.
Yeah. So
Maybe three. Probably 3 hours ago, actually. Four. Four. Let's say four. Four is my final answer.
yeah, until
But
like
yeah.
the former morning storm. She used to be around like
Yes.
afternoons, like my Eastern alarm clock, but
Hmm.
then her schedule changed dramatically, and I only ever see her at night now. But then
That's
she's
going to happen to
showing
me in
up.
about 4 weeks, which is another thing I expressed to the governor and lieutenant governor, that part of my current work ethic is tied directly to the fact that I am just so available. Um, but it won't be like that after my term ends. So my second time in office, if I get in, is going to be a little bit different. Hopefully by then, all of the big broad strokes that we're working on, the SOPs for all the departments, the creation of a couple of the departments, the city projects that I want to work on, all of that stuff will be kind of running itself in 4 weeks' time. Um, but yeah, I'll be a nighttime mayor if I am a mayor. That's for sure.
Or like me, that's why I'm here. So whenever the mayor wasn't here, I would get in contact with the SBA, and I would just always fax him updates as to what's going on in the office and what he needs to get done. So that way, when he comes in, all right, so we're just heading into your first meeting.
Yeah, but no, Kelly, the meetings with the governors in future, I want you there. Um, it's two in a row where you haven't been there, and I haven't kept notes. So they did apparently. They
But
said that they
you
keep
have
notes of
very
every
good
meeting.
memory, so you're able to recall a lot of it.
I do have a pretty good. Sometimes it takes a little while to come to me, and then something will kick in, and I'll be like, "Oh yeah, forgot. Oh yeah, of course, that was what we said." Yeah, but yeah, no, I can remember a fair amount, but I did not remember that I had that meeting today. That's for sure.
Okay, so
That
if
is
I
for sure.
remember, but maybe I'm say I'll just send you a fax.
Yeah, it's probably best.
I did that with Mayor Hazelwood too. So even on my
Yeah,
days off, I just like 6 p.m. That's your meeting. Make sure you are
it's
there. I won't be there.
it's a struggle for me too because I don't think about the time the same way you do and
Oh,
everybody else.
okay.
So, and I don't, Kelly, I don't even think about the day the same time that you guys do, the same way you do. So when you say 10 p.m. Thursday, I think uh,
You're forward thinking.
2
So
p.m. Friday.
yeah.
That's what I think. Um, so yeah, I didn't really have that in mind today, and it just kind of I kept hearing Thursday, Thursday, Thursday. I even kept reminding other people like Bryce. I kept saying right 10 p.m. Thursday, 10 p.m. Thursday,
Okay.
and then it came along, and I thought it was fucking Friday, but here we are.
All
They were
right.
fine with it though. The meeting got done, and it was all
Yeah, I just don't like to invade people's personal bubbles. I know everyone's different. But if you
good.
want me there for every meeting and you want contact and notifications for every meeting that comes up, I can do that. I love
I kind of do.
communication. The more the better.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree, and that's how the governors feel too. So, uh, we want to keep up that communication. I would not be. I think that after the town hall, if there's no event being planned, um, I think one of the governors at least is going to be there. So after the town hall, we could have a little meeting, kind of go over everything that was discussed, how the town hall went. By then, the lifeguards will be up and running. Mm. So yeah, we could have a little thing, and I'd love you to be there.
Okay. Because I know sometimes my uncle wants me to stand in the hallway. But
Mm.
that's what made her Hazelwood. He's like, she's a member of my staff. So he would tell her, like, which meetings that he wants me in. So I'm just like, I don't want to cause any tension. So if you want me in the hallway, I'm in the hallway. If you want me in the room, I'm in the room. So I'm in the room until you tell me you want me in the hallway.
I'll need you to keep notes for certain things. Every now and then there's like details, details, details. I'm not a detail guy. I like the broad strokes. I remember the broad strokes. So
Yeah, like the thing with the motion. Like if you forget, like I'll bring it up. Like this one thing. If
yeah,
you have another thing.
yes, yeah, I'd appreciate that. I would appreciate that. Like for example, the meeting that I had with the city councilors the other day. I know for a fucking fact that there was something that was discussed. There were two things that were discussed in that council meeting where I said I will add that to the itinerary.
Oh no.
I
You
will
didn't.
put that into the meeting itinerary, and I didn't at the time, and I cannot remember what they were. I think one of them was leaving space for asking the council members if they had anything to raise because that isn't in the current itinerary.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't remember what the other one was. I can't fucking remember. Maybe the business licenses, coming forward with the business licenses, because I think that's what I kind of want to do. If the business licenses should be ready by the town hall, so Bryce is going to be probably not around for the next couple days because he's going to be really pumping that out. But I kind of want to be like, all right, we got these business licenses, and if anyone would like to, well, if anyone needs to for their business to operate their business, please come up and get yourself an application form. We'll be reviewing applications over the coming days, and you will have a response promptly. Please operate carefully and quietly until you have your business license. And once that is done and you are checked off, you can operate your business however you please as long as it is legal and just. And yeah, that'll be it.
Okay. See, I didn't know if I was allowed to be in there because it's council and I'm not council. But if you just need me in there as a note taker, I can listen and write.
I do need someone for minutes. I'm gonna need that.
You want to know if it goes
There's-
over an hour?
Oh no, I mean minutes as in the note taking.
Yep, I can do that.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect.
Everyone asks me like, "How do you like your job?" I'm like, "A lot more note taking, like a lot more."
Yeah.
I come into
That
work
right?
with a lot of like 4 pages last time. I was just like, "Wow." And this is
Wow.
this is all after one meeting.
Was that with me?
Yeah, that was the first one we had. Me, you, and Bryce.
Oh God.
That was
Oh
the
my
first one. I was
God.
like, okay, this is gonna be different.
You know what's funny? Actually, it's not funny. I don't think it's funny at all, but they think it's funny. All of the people that I had my company with, Lola, my nephew Giovanni, Joey, Chuck, um, who am I forgetting? A bunch of people, a whole bunch of people. I've known them for quite a while. Obviously, I've known my nephew for quite a while, but I've known a lot of them for quite a while. And one of these fucking things they do, they joke about me. They make fun of me. Kelly, can you believe that?
What?
They say they say, "Oh, Tony's going off to another meeting. Oh, wow. I'm going to have a meeting to discuss this upcoming meeting. I can't wait for this meeting that's going to take 4 hours because back before, back when we worked together in the past, I've kept them in on meetings where only I discussed stuff that they didn't really need to be there for. And so they're holding that against me for the rest of my life because I've made them sit in on meetings where they didn't have any real reason to be there. And I talked for a while. So
Gemma
I
kind of
guess I'm
said
just
that after the council meeting. Like, golly gee, we talked for so long. She's like, woo, this town hall is gonna be packed.
Yep. And that was just a brief overview of the town hall. So I said to them, I'm going to keep it upbeat. I'm not going to let it get dry or stale. The only dry moment will be when I. Oh, never mind. I don't have to read the executive order because it's private, because it's only regarding the staff of this thing. There won't be any stale moments. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great.
Don't forget to make time if it does risk running over an hour for like a little light break.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Might be a brief recess.
Yeah, so if anyone needs to go to the bathroom, if you need nourishment, if you want, I can do that too. Like I can bring in a bunch of burgers and water, so it's like no one's like I'm
Gelly,
starving. I need to
gelly,
go back to
gelly,
food."
gelly, gelly, gelly. something that was discussed during the council meeting, the closed council meeting, was that about halfway through me talking, which was like 30 minutes into it, 40 minutes into it, that was halfway through. Uh, they said, I can't remember which one it was. I think it was Casey was like, "Are we gonna have catering?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" She was like, "Well, by the time we get to this point in the in the town hall meeting, everyone's gonna be starving." I was like, "Oh yeah, good point." I said, "Okay, Councilwoman King, you can figure that out." And so she's communicated with Burger Shot, and they will be catering
We're gonna
for
have
the event
catered
for the
town
town hall.
halls. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah.
That's something good,
So
good to
that's
do over the recess. 5 minutes, get up, talk to
yep.
Burger Shot, grab a bite, use the bathroom. We'll be back in session
Mm-hmm.
soon.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna need for this one. It's a doozy. And Gemma just insists on putting her bills in. Just insists. All of the other council members yielded their time because they do have stuff, but they do not want to drag the meeting on the town hall. Gemma was like, "I have four
Okay.
things,
She
and
told
I'm
me
going to
that.
talk about all of them."
Yeah. She said she's still putting in the one for like the registration and the demerits points. I was like, oh.
Yeah, yeah.
The only thing I don't understand about the DMV is why are we being charged insurance?
I don't know.
What is it? So if I get an offender bender, are they gonna cover me?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, we should be able to see the premium plans, like what each level of coverage provides. And the DMV, they're
Yeah,
not the ones that do that. There's private insurance companies that handle that.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is weird.
Yeah, so Alfredo and I, we really wanted to bring it up.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you're always welcome at the town hall to bring up questions and concerns. And I think in front of myself, the governor, the sheriff's department, the city council, I think that is the perfect time to say, why are we paying insurance to the DMV? What the fuck are they going to do for us? And then everyone will be like, huh, that's a good point. Or they'll give you a reason, because I don't fucking know a reason.
Yeah,
But they might.
but it's like, pay it. Because if you don't have insurance on your vehicle and you're operating without insurance, that's a ticket.
Yeah.
Yes, I'd like to understand why am I paying for it before I pay for it. The registration I will get. Like, everyone knows your car needs to be registered in the state to drive it. But I'm not paying for insurance unless I know what the benefits are and if those benefits are something of value to me.
Oh, Kelly, would you mind taking with me?
More walking.
Just around the corner. We're not going up any stairs.
Thank you. The stay on the couch has actually been really good. They said if I start feeling like tingly or numb, that's bad.
Okay. You taking any aspirin or anything?
Yeah, they gave me some ibuprofen yesterday.
All right. Hmm.
Are you trying to figure out where you should talk from?
Well, yes, but I'm also thinking about seating plan.
Only sit down here. From back there, nobody can hear you.
Okay.
Like, you'll go as far as maybe like the first 2 rows, and then that's it. Nobody in the back will ever hear anything that you're saying.
Even if I'm like shouting?
Yes, the mayor did it. We
Wow.
were in here, and it was like, raise your hand if you can hear me. So it only went
Oh,
as far
wow.
as the second row at the most, and that was horrible.
Okay. Okay. I'm probably gonna talk from here. I hate stand here and talk because it doesn't make any fucking sense. The microphone's pointing the other direction. This is for people to come up and ask questions. So I'm probably gonna talk from like here. But or I'll talk from here. This might play.
I think the mayor just didn't want to like turn his back. So I guess if you're facing the people, and I'm
I think
usually
I'm gonna
up
stand here and talk to them like this.
So that way, if I raise my hand, their 3 minutes at the podium are up.
Yeah,
Or if
I'm
someone's
like
not
you.
shouting,
Oh,
I can let them know.
I should run up and down the aisle and high five everyone. Hey, whoa, yeah!
Maybe during recess.
We're gonna have a great town hall, folks.
Yeah, it's a good way to stretch your legs. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
first half's over.
Yeah.
How you guys feeling?
The reason I wanted to come in because the governor or the lieutenant governor are gonna be here, and I was thinking about reserving the seat at the top for them, and when the council is seated, I might just sit in the seats, and when they're doing their stuff, I might just sit in the seats at the back, like the three at the back, and not say much.
Oh, because like your
Mm,
turn's over. But if you ever talk from back
yeah.
there, just know the people in the back row will
Oh
not
yeah, yeah,
hear
yeah.
you. So I
Okay,
would
I'll get
probably
up.
take
I'll
a
get
seat
up.
on the end, so that way you
Mm-hmm,
can stand
mm-hmm.
up and come down. The
Yeah.
only thing with that is like the mayor was worried after the protest. What if you sat on this seat on the end and someone who didn't like you came by and they wanted to just punch you? They could. So like always have
Right.
like a deputy on like either side to make sure
Uh
none
huh.
of that happens.
Uh huh. Okay. Yeah.
So that's why Mayor Hazelwood sat, but he sat closer to the middle, so the deputies
Mm-hmm.
could be on either side.
He usually just stood behind me.
Oh no, like one time he did want to try sitting down, so he did
Oh, did
need
he?
to sit for a meeting.
Oh, okay. Right. Well, yeah. So sweet. Yeah, I don't think the governor's gonna say much, so I'll let them sit up there. I guess they might be able to come down and answer questions for people if they
They
want to.
they've always just been silent observers. They always sat in
Yeah.
the public with everybody.
Well, I would like for them to sit up there.
I
I
guess it
didn't
would be
like it
good
when
so people
I
know who their
just did
governor
not
is.
like it. I didn't like it when Hank said the governor is in the audience with us tonight. So I hope everyone knows that and remembers that.
Oh, like
I,
behave, mommy and daddy are
Yeah,
watching.
yeah, exactly. Somewhere in the audience, the governor is hiding. You don't know who they are or what they look like, but they're watching you, so you better behave. I didn't like that. So I'm just going to have the lieutenant governor or the governor, whichever one attends, sit up there so everybody can see him while we continue our town hall meeting.
If they arrive early, I can bring them in here and let them know what the seating structure is going to be. So if
Sure.
they're like sitting in
That'll,
the
yeah.
pews, I can bring them up here and said the
Okay,
mayor would
sweet.
like for you to sit up here.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. Sweet, 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 sweet. Fantastic. Okay. Oh, my old chair, my old chair. My good old chair.
I mean, it could still be your. Well, no, you want to sit up there. It'll be for a
Yeah,
new council member.
it will. Riley or Gemma. I wonder if the seat will still be warm when. I wonder if the seat will still be warm when they sit down in it.
It's been over a week.
Yeah, but I farted a lot in that chair, Kelly.
Ah.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Or are you? It could be ingrained in the
I'm
cushions and nobody knows.
I'm kidding. It's a joke. Don't worry about it.
Hopefully.
What the hell? I only ate one of your little wraps, but I must have dropped the other one.
I don't have any more. We'd have
That's
to go
okay.
eat.
Let's go get food. You want to go see if Burger Shot's open?
Yeah. Fresh
Let's go,
breakfast is
let's
a
go,
better
let's go.
breakfast.
Did we lock that other door?
Nope.
Okay.
And today's Friday. It's pajama day.
Oh dear.
Love it.
Oh dear.
And I noticed one of my post-its were torn down, so I'm pretty sure my uncle's been in the break room.
Oh really?
He does that. As
Oh
soon as
wow.
he'll do it leading up to the day, and then as soon as the day's over, I'll just find it crumpled up on the floor.
Oh my god. How rude.
Mayor Hazelwood said he got it. It's like for a little bit of fun in the office, because, work hard all week, but should have a day where everyone can just, still work day, but just, relax a little bit.
I'm
Show a
fine
little
with
bit of
casual, but
self-sanity.
pajamas is a bit much.
The governor loved it. She said it should be a national holiday.
Oh my god.
That's why the final Friday of every month is going to be Pajama Friday.
Jesus. All right. take my car.
Okay.
It's a little bit more professional. Only a little.
I got mine for cute. Well, I got mine for beach vibes.
Hey, yo, have my money tomorrow. Oh my God, I didn't tell you. Yesterday, when I was doing official driving business. I was driving from something to something, mayor related. And I was on my way to City Hall. And I ran a red into the middle of an intersection and then reversed. Like I blasted forward and then like caught myself and then reversed behind the red, behind the line. And I looked to my left after I did that, and there was just a cruiser sat at the lights, like right next to me. And there was a moment of just, oh fuck, and then the sirens went off, and then I got pulled over, and they didn't know who they'd pulled over because nobody really knows my car yet. I guess it's not like registered, so they just pulled over a car with a guy in the Renault Red. Um, do you know the officer with? He's got like dark hair, short dark hair.
Does he look exactly like Alfredo?
Kinda, but with short hair, yeah.
Oh, that's Tepish.
So he got out. He got out, right? And walked up to my window. Before I said anything, he took one look at me and started laughing.
He just
He
pulled him
started
over
laughing.
there.
And he went, Mr. Mayor, like that. And I was like, I'm sorry, okay? I was an act, I didn't mean it, okay? Uh, and yeah, so we laughed, and I said, please, do not, just do me a favor, just don't tell the boys down at the department about this. And he said, well, Mr. Mayor, I can't make any promises. And he laughed about that. So, he got a good story out of it. He pulled over the mayor. Funny, I guess.
I mean, it won't be a problem once the fleet comes in.
Yeah, true. That's true. Actually, I didn't. Oh, Kelly, you're gonna be so disappointed in me.
What'd you forget?
I did say when I initially said we're looking into getting a fleet for the city hall, for the office of the mayor with exempt plates. I said it like that, right? And the conversation went towards the vehicles themselves, and the governor and myself, after me saying that the first time, never once brought up exempt plates during the whole conversation.
You forgot the plate? Oh.
I didn't really. I just I said it. I just forgot to elaborate, I guess, and remind that that was a part of the deal. But I can make it work. I can bring it up
It's easy to
again.
tell emergency vehicles, but at least now you can tell a government car because a lot of lawyers
Yeah.
drive Greenwoods, but that exempt plate, that's specifically government city hall officials.
Hmm. I mean, what I said was not just the exempt plates, but I said those vehicles could potentially have a seal, like a city seal on the doors.
So they're easily recognizable.
Yeah, like black cars with the city's seal on the doors. Mayor, mayor, mayor. So I can do stuff like that. Is this open? It doesn't look very open.
Is it? Yes, Jerry's in there. So he's the owner of Burger Shot. He's always here in the
Yes,
mornings.
he is. Yes, he.
Hey,
Jerry.
Jerry.
How are we doing?
Good.
Good, good. Both of us are starving, and we need to get a bunch of food. And I got a couple things to talk to you about.
Okie dokie.
Like,
What
you
can I
forgot
get
to
ya?
register for the career fair. But it's okay because we're moving it.
All right. I would like 5 bleeders and 5 cokes, please.
Okie dokie.
I'll take 5 money shot combos.
Okie dokie.
And I guess 5 drinks.
Coming right
too.
up.
5
Get
drinks.
working on that.
Thank you very much.
I want to know how the PMS did.
What'd you say?
I want to know how the PMS did. We have a combo collaboration. On Thursdays, he
Oh.
gets PMS, and on Sunday, I get bleeders.
Oh,
And we sell them together.
what the fuck is a P? Oh, your thing, right? The
Sludgy.
ice cream. Right,
Peach, mango, strawberry, sludgy.
right. You know how, you know how unappetizing it sounds.
Everyone loves it.
PMS. I don't want PMS.
PMS rush. It's sludgy.
Right. Should have been called PMS flush.
Like, you flush it down the drain? No.
No. Like post-menopause syndrome. Is that what it's called? You get like hot flushes. You get like heat flushes.
Well,
Because
you
when I hear
reflushed.
PMS, I think of menopause. I think of a woman around my age who is no longer getting her period and starts having all of these terrible, horrible, painful, uncomfortable experiences.
Oh my god.
Just letting you know.
Usually everyone, they're happy or they're laughing. They love it. They're most curious about that drink. That's the one they want to try.
Okay. Well, you know, I'm glad it's successful. My opinion really doesn't matter.
I think if you saw it, like all the fun colors and how sweet it is, it would change your
Uh-huh.
perspective.
Okay, sure.
You should say
Oh,
they
Kelly.
change it to like SMP.
Kelly, I wanted to. Hold on, I got something. Sorry, my throat's really annoying right now.
Oh, you're speaking
Have I been like?
slowly.
Have I been the whole time?
Yeah.
Like all night?
Yeah, it's not like the other day. Because I would have let you
Okay.
know, like, do you need a lozenge?
Because it's the reason I keep repeating myself. I keep saying something and then saying it again because I think that if I didn't fucking say it right, you know.
No.
But if it's all right, then cool. But yeah, there's something I want you to listen to.
Oh, is it Cody's song that you were excited about for Late Night Los Santos?
Oh no! It's my song.
You got a song made?
Yeah,
I have a song.
I know you do.
I've
I
been
mean
playing
your
it in
jingle.
office.
I've heard the jingle.
Oh, yeah, no, I have a Kelly song.
Oh, I don't have a Tony song. I mean, I guess I do. Kind of a Tony song.
Maybe I'll do the 5 bleeders and the 5 cokes.
Fantastic.
I'll put the bugs in the box and then the coolers right there too. That'll be $50. I'll just pop that through the register.
Sure thing. Wait. 5 drinks?
You said 5 cokes, right?
Oh, this is mine. This is just mine. Okay.
Oh yes. I'll just get the
One
next
at a
order
time.
whipped up now.
All right. Sweet.
just remember they have fish on the menu. They don't have a combo for the fishy one.
Hmm.
I had it the other day. It's good.
Hold on, Kelly. Listen to this, all right?
Okay.
I've got a little Walkman here. Put this on.
Go and 5 Plina combos.
I'm not hearing it. Did you hit play? While he figures it out, I'm gonna pay you, Jerry.
That'd be $50 for the 5 Plinas, please.
50?
That's right, yes. Money shot combos, that was it.
All right, Jerry.
What can I do for you?
Do you have a minute to talk shop?
Oh,
Talk
I do, I
business?
do.
Yeah? Where would you like to talk?
Oh,
Want
we
to
can
sit
grab
down or?
We can grab a seat right here.
Fine wood's fading,
All right.
but Tony's got the plan. Vote for Marino, he's the man. Bring back the lights, bring back the scene. Anthony Marino for the American dream.
If you would be interested in utilizing the facilities within the mall for
Oh, yes, oh, yes.
small things, I have since spoken with the governor, and it is the governor slash SBA's intention that you, as the owner of this burger shot, can operate not only the burger shot in the mall, but also the burger shot in the roller rink.
Ooh.
Yes, so you
That's a
have
rat
complete monopoly over those shops.
That's
in
awesome.
essence, they are yours. Now, when it comes to actual facilities like the grill and the till and all that shit you need to run it, that's not necessarily in place. However, they are completely willing and happy to cooperate with you if you have intentions of, if you ever wanted to just open up the shop down at the roller rink, or if you wanted to open up the shop at the mall, all you'd have to do is let them know. Maybe wait a few days for the facilities to be installed, and you're ready to go.
Okay, I mean, I can speak to him about getting the all the bits installed. So if any of we've got quite a large team growing. So like, if there's ever a time, you know, where he's very busy, if you want to pop down to the mall or even
You
the
got a
roller rink, they
chain,
can,
bro.
do so then.
Exactly. I just thought I'd tell you that, and I don't know if I'm jumping the gun. I don't think I am, but I just thought I'd tell you that because I saw some signs over at the roller rink of kind of competitive business between this burger shot and that one, and I thought that I'd just let you know that it's kind of yours anyway. So
That's fine. I
there's no
made up
need
with
for
the
competition.
up
Yeah,
with the
okay.
locals in there.
All right, good. So yeah, that was the first thing I wanted to talk about. What was the other thing? I mean, Kelly, do you want to talk about the job fair?
Well, yeah, like I said, it's gonna be postponed, but what we wanted it to be was like a hub for hiring. So we would have the LSSD, medical, burger shot, Kelly Cat's Creamery, all in one convenient location. People can just jump from store to store, hear the pitch, give their interview, and find a job that's a good match for them, because a lot of people dig in trash. Like, they're still eating trash burgers, and come on. Burger shots.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah.
But Jerry, if you feel as though your staff situation is satisfactory, you don't have to go to the job fair. It'd be nice to have you there.
Oh,
But,
we're more than happy to. I've spoken to Priya, and I think she's able to make it. We've got a sign out back as well for anybody that is able to, make it down there. See, it's
Fantastic.
been postponed, is it not this Saturday?
No, it is not. It has been postponed to next week, I guess.
Yeah,
Right,
next
Kelly?
Saturday.
Next Saturday.
So that would
Okay,
give
I'll
more
let them
businesses
know.
an opportunity to sign up, because we would really love it if this could be something that all of us new business owners could do together.
Hmm.
Oh yes, it looks like we made the plans here, but kind of forgot to let you know.
Oh,
Oh, I see. Well, that's great. I'd be happy for you to be there, even if you're not hiring at the time. Using the facilities there to feed people. You know, there's a burger shot there, so it's going to be at the mall. So you know, you'll be able to use your shop and open it up while people are
Yes,
going around the job fair.
it's a
That'd be
good way
great.
to advertise the business by having the business open there. I did say to
Exactly.
Priya, and she agreed we'll take some, food samples down there, get them cooked up in advance.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. By that point, though, Jerry, if you contact the SBA by next weekend, there is a, let's say, 20% chance that the facilities will already be there for you. So you might not even have to pre-arrange food.
Okay, that would be good actually.
Yeah. So maybe just communicate with the SBA, say that you have intentions of utilizing the facilities there and just seeing if some guys could go down there and set it up at some point in the next week.
Oh yes, I'll see if I can meet up with the SBA just to run through a couple of bits and see what their workload's looking like.
Yeah, I know it's heavy. I can tell you that right now. That's why I said 20%. Because, I mean, I have a whole lifeguard department that I'm setting up, and the construction workers from the SBA are going to be helping me with the facilities for that. Um, they are working on five other things, five other facilities that will be here shortly and set up shortly. Lots and lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. Um, but that is for the future. For the present, for the very soon future, this Saturday, I will still need your services. Has Priya communicated that with you?
Yes, well, she put in a letter. There's 3 events, I think. Taking up the job there, 2 events. Can't quite remember.
celebration
There was a
of life
memorial.
for Gigi.
That was
Yeah,
that was the one. That was the one.
it's for Hugh and Ashley.
Right. And then the town hall. The town hall meeting is going to be extremely long, uh, and we will need catering during a recess. So, if you're willing to provide, we are happy to compensate.
Yes, I'll check in with Priya. She's well aware that she can make deals, take bulk food down and such.
Hmm. All right.
Been doing an
Fantastic.
extremely good job.
I'm so
Very,
glad,
very,
Jerry.
very happy.
I just wanted to thank you for helping Priya get off the street, you know.
Oh, we
Um,
try and help as best as we can. I mean, she has absolutely outdone herself. I mean, what was it? The last, no, I'll say last night just for my own clock, but yeah, last night she hired on a bunch of new folks. Came in this morning, met one of them actually, very, very nice, getting on very well. So we're kind of achieving our goal of, trying to keep the doors open all throughout the day. Regardless of when people wake up, there should be someone here to give them a burger.
that is fantastic. That is fantastic, Jerry. So glad to hear that. But yeah, that was really it. It was the point about the fact that you have more businesses than just this one. Oh, there is another thing. So this is by no fault of any business owners,
Okay.
and no one is in any trouble. We are not going to be um, we're not going to be pursuing anyone for being in trouble. There's no issues. Um, so you through the SBA have purchased the lease to Burger Shot. That's correct. You have a document, a copy of the lease, right?
That's correct, yes.
You and no other business owners who possess leases possess business licenses. So legally, a business license would allow you to operate. So the lease says you own it, the license says you can use it.
Oh
Um,
yes, yes.
so that's not in effect, and it won't be for a couple days. But at the town hall meeting, part of that is going to be allowing business owners to come up and apply for their lease, for their license. Sorry, And there's a standard business license and a liquor license. I don't think that would affect you unless you intended on selling liquor at some point. Um, but yeah, that just to make sure you're aware. In the next few days, there will be business licenses, and you'll need to grab one of them to officially operate.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, anybody who doesn't have a license after, we'll probably just say a week. Kelly, do you think that's fair? Once they're introduced, we'll give them 7 days to get the license sorted out.
Yeah, because everyone's been open multiple times throughout the week, so they can
Yeah.
take time to come down and get the paperwork.
Yeah, I'd say so. So we'll give them all of next week to get their license sorted. There's an application process, so the way it'll work is you'll be probably faxed a document. You'll fill it out with details and send it through the mail. City will receive that letter, fill out your form that's like your actual license document, and then you'll be handed the license document so you can show anyone in future who's trying to ruin your day and say you can't
Okay,
operate. Blah, blah,
bit
blah.
like the business lease I have.
Exactly. It'll be like that, but it'll be a
Oh,
license
yes.
that says I can operate, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, and yeah, it's simple as that, really.
Oh, perfect.
There will be a very small fee associated with it, but we're not looking to bankrupt anyone. It's just that I'll explain this at the town hall, but the city is running on emergency funds based on the corruption scandal. So the city doesn't have a budget. We're working on emergency funds, which means that we have no income currently. So things like this, the businesses, event permits, certain things will contribute back into that cash flow so we can support the community in other ways, like
Yes, it's good
projects,
to see,
events, and things like that.
Yeah, money going back into the community is always good.
Exactly. So like I said, it's a small fee, maybe 500. I'm not sure, but we'll look into that. We'll decide it by the weekend, and it'll all be official and ready to go.
Cody Burns.
But sorry, Jerry, you have a customer, so I'll leave you to it.
Oh, thank you very much for coming down.
No problem. It's a pleasure. It's always a pleasure, Jerry.
You enjoy
Have a
those
good one.
burgers?
Oh, we will. I gotta eat with mine now. I'm starving.
Thanks, Jerry.
You take care now. Hello, sir. How are you? I hope you're
Jerry.
unwell.
Yeah, I'm pretty fucked up, Jerry. Anyway, how's the business going?
Oh, very, very well. Very, very well.
Yeah.
The
Should make-
influx of new staffing
right.
coming through.
Very nice one. So.
I listened to the cassette. You should totally blast that. Just drive around town
Yeah.
playing that.
Oh yeah. During my campaign, isn't it great?
Yeah, I love that.
I know. See, I had that initially. I had that. So I know a lot of guys in show business, and the singer. I got him to make me that. God, like a month ago. Because I mean, I intended on running for mayor eventually, but I didn't know when that was going to happen. And I intended on campaigning with like a whole campaign and debates and speeches and all of that. And I even had a campaign song. I remember what one it was though. It was like a rock song. But oh, hey, whoa! Jesus fucking Christ!
Yeah, locals
People in
have a
this
hard time
city that
understanding
driving.
right away.
I'm just gonna check my mail, Kelly,
Okay.
because I can only do it here. Why is there a parking space here if there's a red line? I've always wondered that.
A lot of corruption, like you said. People weren't thinking
Yeah.
straight before.
A red line and a parking meter. Whoa! Holy shit. Did you see that?
Blatant
like a fucking
disregard
kill.
for human life.
Seriously. Are you staying in the car?
Oh, I can come in with you if you want me to.
Well, just thought it would be nice. A little conversation with some of the beautiful citizens of this country.
Oh, and I was thinking since we have more time, like what if we did like a raffle? Like the more businesses that you speak to, incentivize people to show up and actually talk to these people instead of them just standing around for 2 hours.
Or like a bingo card type thing.
Yeah, the more you enter, the more tickets you get in the raffle.
Yeah, they have to. We give every single business a secret code, like a word, and the person who gets all those words gets like a prize or something. That'd be funny.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, but then they'll just try to do it the fastest, or they'll have their friend get the word for them.
Yeah, that's true. You're
We'd
right.
have to
I'm
trust
just.
the business owners. They'd have to
Yeah.
record the names.
Okay, Kelly. Okay. See, earlier when I said tell me when I'm wrong. Never mind. I
Did
just need to. I just need to
start?
live with it.
No?
I just need to live with it. It's fine. It's fine. I'm wrong sometimes, and I got to accept that. And you're right,
Yeah, because I
Kelly.
would just send my friends, okay, like you go to this wing and I'll do that wing,
Yeah.
and we cross the names over.
No,
Boom. We
you're
got half
so
the room.
right. You're so right. Your idea is better. Evening. How are we all?
Full house.
How's it going, Mr.
Hi.
Mayor?
How you doing? How you
Oh,
doing?
doing great. How are you?
This is oh yeah, doing great. Yeah, I've been very busy. A lot of paperwork, a lot of stuff to organize.
Oh, I can imagine.
It's a lot of work, but it's good to get out and breathe some fresh air, you know, every once in a while.
Absolutely.
This is some great music. Who is this?
This is Boha.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's a German
Oh,
band.
Bauhaus. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Bauhaus.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm bad
wow.
with the German pronunciation. It's not my.
Oh no, this is great. I like this.
Yeah, kind of down
That's
tempo.
the
you know?
that's the band who did Bela Lugosi's dad.
Oh really? Oh. Fascinating. Sorry, I don't know everyone here.
Well, I'm Hagar. We met at the council meeting. I mean, we met before that. But
Yes.
Formally.
Yes, of course. Before I was the mayor, yeah. I remember you. Well, if you like town halls, there's a fucking doozy this Saturday.
Oh yeah, we got something good cooking up.
Oh my god. I mean, the meeting is so dense that we're going to have a catered recess. So, food will be provided. We're going to have a recess at some point because I have a lot to get through. I mean, I
Yeah.
took office and there was just so many things I want to address, you know? So many things that I think could benefit the city. And I've been working really fucking hard this week to make sure that stuff can get done. And a lot of it's already done, but it needs to be kind of publicized, you know, and
Yeah.
get some community feedback.
You know, I'm gonna be honest. I've heard through the grapevine, you know, that you're working on, you know, a type of funding for an art project of some kind.
So yeah, so that project, it is to be voted on by the city council, and the
Yeah.
city council will. I mean, it's their responsibility. They were told they were told like a couple days ago that they're supposed to be voting on that this weekend, and it's
Yeah.
their responsibility to kind of talk with you guys and see if you want it or not, right? It's before they vote, so it's not just the personal feelings; it's like the will of the people. Regardless,
I respect that. Yeah.
if they vote it, what it will be is it's called the Community Arts Program, and CAP for short. And what it entails is, under the office of the mayor, I'm free to hire and create roles for anyone I see fit, as long as they don't have a felony and as long as I'm not abusing my power.
Sure, yeah.
So, one individual, what I'm calling the community arts coordinator, will work directly under the office of the mayor at City Hall, and it will be their responsibility to orchestrate and organize community art projects such as murals, such as you know, community written songs, mostly art, like physical mural art,
Yeah.
and beautifying certain areas of the city. Because I mean, I'm sure you guys have noticed. I'm sure you've seen around Vespucci. There's graffiti and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I'm not a man who hates graffiti. You know, I grew up in Liberty, and
There's a time and a place.
there is, and I think that what graffiti says to me is that people are looking for expression and they can't find a way of doing it. They don't
Sure,
have a
yeah.
canvas. They want a canvas and they've got the brushes, but they don't got the canvas. So what we're going to do is give them the canvas. The Community Arts Project is going to give public spaces, public property, city property, and let people use it as art canvases. So they can create murals, do whatever the fuck they want with, You know, there's like stuff down on Vespucci. There's all this ugly concrete down on Vespucci on the beach. You know, they could paint something on that and paint whatever the hell they want, and as long as it's not offensive, right? But that's the idea. That would be the community arts program, project, whatever.
Oh yeah, that makes a
And,
lot of sense.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. There's a couple other things. There's the lifeguard, the lifeguard department that will be finalized in the next few days. By the time the town hall starts, there will be an official lifeguard. Uh, I guess service. Lifeguard service
Yeah.
is the word.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's
Um,
needed, especially since the water park just opened up. There's gonna
That's
be a lot of
exactly
people out
right.
there. Yeah,
There's gonna be a lot of people out there, and we want to look after them. You know, that's important.
yeah.
So I've been trying to rush that, trying to get that done. Um, and then after the lifeguard's done and they voted on the community arts program, which I'm just gonna let the coordinator run wild with that. Uh, my focus is going to be on the mall, on Starcourt Mall, and I've already spoken with the governor.
Ooh.
And
Sorry.
there is going to be an enormous project going into the mall and making it the community hub for the entire city. So
I mean, you get those stores operating,
mhm,
everyone will be there.
that's right,
You know what I
and
mean?
that's my intention.
That's-
They will be operable in some capacity, as well
Oh
as.
my god, I'm so sorry, Mr.
It's all
He's
right.
so excited
It's all
for
right.
it. He's just so he
I
can't
yeah,
Very, very
you know,
excited.
I like to mosh, and I'm excited. That's my message to you.
Hey, no problem, no problem.
whew.
But not only the actual businesses that are already there that you can, physically see, like the burger shop and the restaurant and shit like that.
Yeah.
But I proposed to the governor a kiosk system for small businesses to sell their knickknacks. So if you wanted to,
I'm so
you wanted
full.
say you wanted to open a cigar business, right? And you wanted to flip cigars, you could get your stock, go to the mall, open your kiosk in the middle of the mall floor, and start selling.
Oh,
As long as you had
I
a business
see.
license, you can do
Yeah.
wady you want. You can sell your product
Yeah,
legally
yeah. So we
inside
could
the
just
mall.
all we'd have to do is start an LLC. We don't even need a property.
Nope, that's right. You
Yeah.
just get the business
That's
license from
perfect.
City Hall, which will be organized by the end of the week as well. And you can just open up shop in the mall and utilize the some form of kiosk system, and start selling, making it, or earning a buck, and kind of using it as a community center, a community space.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you get we get some of the stores around the city to do deliveries. We get some ice cream in there, some like pizza, some pretzels.
Yeah. So
You're looking at it's a whole cyclical business model there.
exactly. I mean, the way
Yeah,
that it's temporarily until people actually own the businesses inside, which is the SBA's intention eventually. The temporary kind of solution is going to be, businesses like Kelly's, the Kelly's Creamery. She could
Yeah.
utilize the facilities at the ice cream shop there and sell ice cream from there with a license.
yeah, that would be amazing.
Burger Shot has they will have the business license to operate not only the Burger Shot in the mall, but the Burger Shot in the roller rink. So
Yeah.
they'll be up and running with all their facilities set up.
Don't
Now
mention
the
Burger
mall
Shot.
is
Ah,
the mall is not going to be a rush job. It's going to be a lot of time, a lot of patience, but it will happen. It will happen
think,
while I'm in
you know,
office.
I think a slow drip. Bringing it one by one, each thing. You
Yeah.
get
My
know-
intention is to focus on the mall as sort of a weekly opening.
yeah.
So really get people excited about going to the mall on a Saturday night, going to see a movie, going to the shops that'll be open for that short time during that night, and
Yeah.
make people want it. You got to kind of make the demand right before
Yeah.
you can't just open up all the shops and say everybody go to the mall. Nobody's gonna fucking do that for more than a couple of days. So
Yeah, well,
you gotta.
Yeah,
I spent some
bored.
time down at the movie sets,
Mhm.
and maybe I'll get my hands on a couple of reels that are pretty decent. Who knows?
You talking
Oh,
about
yeah.
stealing
Play there at
Fantastic.
the mall, get them
That'll be
set up
awesome,
private
yeah.
showing.
Yeah, I think
have, like,
that's.
a whole event.
There's even talks of Kelly, I didn't tell you about this, but we discussed this at the closed council the other day. Setting up a postal kind of like a postal board, like a little mailbox
Oh no,
at
you
the
said
mall.
this.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
a mailbox at the mall as well as a bulletin board
Mm.
to use it as kind of a an information hub. Yeah. Did you hear that part about the information hub?
Mhm. You
Oh,
said
yeah,
this at the
okay.
meeting
Okay.
on Saturday, I believe. Yeah, so last weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff, a lot of. This is why I've been so fucking busy. There you go. That's why I've been so busy.
I
But
understand. But hey, speaking of post offices, I have an idea.
mhm.
I wanna
Please, no.
bring up
I.
to you.
That's actually part of the reason I'm out tonight is because I
Okay.
want to meet people and get their
Okay.
opinions
So
on stuff.
one of the things I've been noticing is that we have kind of a problem with Southside Post Office, where it's
So
I
people
guess
getting
it's kind
shot.
of a territorial matter. Like the location of it is a bit of a complication. So I just maybe to help police and other entities, it might be closer to have one. It might be better to have one closer to the barrio. You understand my meaning?
You'll have to. Hagar,
Do
you'll
you
have
want
to help
two
me.
post offices, or do you want to completely relocate the
No,
one
there
where
would be
it is?
two post offices. So one around Jamestown Street, down on the south side. You know what I mean? Doesn't have to be super fancy. It could just be like a counter with whatever. But I think that would help with city relations very
Yeah.
much.
So you're saying, listen, but I haven't been in politics my whole life, Hagar.
Mm,
I grew up in a fucking dirty, scummy neighborhood, and
mm.
I'm completely comfortable talking about
Yeah. Okay.
shit
Well,
like
then
this.
you get what I'm putting down. That
I know
those
what you're
areas are
saying.
hotspots for some
So
very
the
unseedy
Vagos
business.
don't get along with whoever the
Uh,
turf is for the
it's
the
more
post office.
it's more the since that post office is there, the Vagos kind of see it as theirs to
Oh,
protect
I
and
see.
enforce. You know what I mean? So when
See,
people
I don't
start
know where
acting
the turf is,
silly,
but I
yeah,
assumed
yeah,
that
yeah. It's
Vagos was
not.
further south.
Yeah, yeah. It's not theirs per se, right? But power influences of power, spheres of influence.
Yeah,
All that deal.
yeah.
They don't like any silly business at that post office,
I
because
mean,
that's
it
the
was
one
the
they
same.
use.
Hagar, I don't know how long you've been in town, but it was the same
It
fucking
was
thing
the
like a
same.
month ago, right
Yeah,
here with the Italians.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. And then, it's I I think things will get a lot easier as people settle into their businesses and they have pay phones that they're more readily available to use.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
But the other thing is, I mean, this post office at the mall,
mm,
I think it would negate a lot of. I know why
I
the
think you're right.
Italians hung out here. It's because they knew people would come here and they'd have
Yeah,
people to talk to and fuck with and do whatever do the hell meet
absolutely.
people, you know. So having a mall, I mean, it's not exactly very fucking cool for a bunch of wise guy, mobsters to hang out at the mall, but it's a place where people will be, and if that's what people want, then they can go to the fucking mall and meet some people. And there'll be a
Yeah,
post office
no.
there so they can communicate easier. It's simple as that.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. It's just an
Yeah.
idea. Something
No,
to
I really
if
appreciate
problems
it.
start to
Yeah.
escalate, which I don't want to say too much, Mr. Mayor, but
Uh,
things are a little hairy,
little
you know,
hairy. Okay.
this
Okay.
side of town. You know what I'm
I
saying?
appreciate you telling me this.
Yeah.
In terms of anything, any reports of illegal shit,
Mm.
obviously, with my role, I have to
I don't
report
it's
that kind
not
of thing.
even necessarily
It's
crime,
not,
sir. It's just
yeah,
people.
behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you mean. But in terms of like, uh, situations and disagreements and how people feel about each other,
Mm.
I'm more than willing to hear that and take it into consideration.
Yeah.
Because this
I,
shit, like, I mean, this community arts project, it's not just going to be Vespucci.
of course.
The members from the community that are organized by this coordinator may want to go down to the south side and say, hey, do you want to contribute to this mural? Or maybe they fuck up and they don't get permission and they
Mm.
just put a mural near the post office because the post office is public property
Yeah.
and they get in trouble. So there's shit that I need to know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I would say the post office on South Side. Anything you do there, you're probably gonna be okay if it's organized by
Yeah.
someone with some street smarts. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
someone with some pull, probably though.
no, yeah, you know, Forum Drive families, you know, they're pretty loud and proud, as well as the Vagos. They're loud and proud.
Mhm.
You know who they are.
Yeah, yeah.
They're pretty accepting of things like that. You know what I mean?
Okay, cool. That's
Yeah,
good.
it won't be too much. But you know, the ball is the that's a different question. You know, that's old school.
Yeah.
You know, it's a that's a whole other can of worms.
Yep. Well, I appreciate this conversation, Hagar,
No,
and I
absolutely, Mr. Marino.
implore you. I'm going to speak about this at the town hall, but I'll tell you now anyway. In my opinion, people have been using the town hall incorrectly.
Absolutely.
I had a conversation the other night with some Russians on a Vespucci, and regardless of how anybody feels about them, they said, "Mr. Mayor, can you get it? Can you get us vodka?" And I said, "What do you mean?" And they said, "Can you get us vodka? We can only find it in the trash. Nowhere sells it." And I said, "I mean, well, this is something that you could talk with a business about and maybe get them to stock it in their shelves. But at the end of the day, I realized something, which is they were more comfortable asking me a straight question like, "Can you get us vodka?" in public rather than the town hall. The town hall is where people should be asking that shit. You know what I mean? Like it's people should just be going up during question time and asking any fucking questions they want. You know?
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. Although I'm gonna give you a little bit of that vodka question. You know,
Mm, mm.
it might have been more of a you know, will you will you accept, you know, because if you are able to procure vodka, you know, right now,
Mm-hmm.
it means you were able to do something a little under the table.
Oh right, really? Is it? It's not. It's not legal.
I've never seen it in any stores.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not a. It's not a.
It's
It's
not
not an
illegal
illicit
to have.
substance.
No, it's not an
No.
illicit substance, not illegal to have, but the way of obtaining it might not be strictly legal. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. No, that
Yeah,
does
yeah,
make.
yeah. It might have been a kind of
But
double-edged
I
question there
guess. I guess,
to
Hagar.
see
But at the same
what
time,
you know, right?
at the same time, though, vodka isn't an illicit substance. I can see the
Yeah,
implications, but
yeah,
uh, vodka itself, I could, they could
yeah.
organize. They could get some. They could get the fucking tavern in Mirror Park to sell vodka. They just got to talk to the
Huh.
owner, tell the owner to talk to the SBA, and this all of a sudden they have vodka in their shelves. It's simple as that. The SBA is very accommodating for stuff like that. If you want to sell a specific product that the city can accommodate for, they're just gonna do it for you. It
You know,
might take a
Mr.
week or
Mayor,
so, but what's that?
if you could get me vodka in Mirror Park Tavern,
Uh-huh.
I would vote for you
Oh,
whenever you
Oh, I
want, man.
see.
I'm sorry, Hagar. Mr. Walker.
Hey, Mayor, how are you?
Oh my God! I'm so sorry about earlier. I'm so sorry for dodging you and dipping you and making you wait. And I'm so sorry.
Look, I
If
could
you
say the
are
same. I was in Liberty City for like 8 hours today, so I just got
that
back.
okay. Well, welcome back to Los Santos.
Yeah.
I am available. I'm in no hurry to go anywhere. If you have time that you could take away from your beat, I will be at City Hall. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Whenever you are available, I'll be available for the next. Let me see. 2 hours at City Hall.
10-4.
Hi, Gigi.
We'll
All
keep
right.
a beat. One
Hey,
more.
yeah, how
we'll
you
do one
doing,
more beat
gorgeous?
around the city, and then if there's
Hey.
nothing, I'll come around.
Sure thing. All right. Hopefully see you soon.
Yeah, hello.
Are you signing,
All right,
ma'am? Because
I know sign language.
Do you know the owners of the tavern?
Sorry.
Mirror Park
Yeah.
Tavern?
Do you have a driver's license, miss?
I do. I do know them. Let's just say, Mr.
Hi,
Mayor,
I'm doing all right. How
my
about yourself?
current relations with the owners.
Good,
are not
good.
Okay,
Just
perfect.
catching
And
up on what I
What
missed.
name would that
So
say
why
for
would you
me?
want to go
Ah,
there to drink
that's
vodka?
good.
I'm like the
That's what
mayor's
I'm saying.
alarm clock.
If you could do it,
I
Yeah.
had an impromptu day off,
it would be a
and
miracle
oh, is she okay?
Oh, you okay?
Did she forget to eat?
For you?
for many people.
Hello?
Sorry, there's so
It's
many
kind of symbolic miracle.
Is she
voices.
okay?
All right. I can.
She
I
okay?
mean, Hagar, all I need is a contact with
Okay.
the owners.
Oh, I
That's all I
know.
need.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you know, you could absolutely head in there whenever you want. No one would touch you, Mr. Mayor.
All right. Sure.
Okay.
Sure thing. I mean,
uh,
what do they sell in terms of? I heard that it's only beer.
Yeah, they got beer.
Oh,
They have
I think
whiskey.
you
They
might
got some
need
steak
to
sandwiches.
whiskey. All right.
backspace
Yeah,
a little
Salieri
bit,
seems to have
from
more
that
of
driver's
mixed drinks.
license.
Oh
Um,
If
yeah,
you show
that's what it
someone,
is.
yeah.
Okay.
I,
Well,
I
yeah.
heard there's a new bar opening up in Harmony, right?
Sometimes
In
your hands get all
Harmony.
wonky after
Yeah,
showing
something
your
like that.
Never
Kelly,
show
you know about that?
Just saying your name, or
A bar in Harmony.
sign your name, yes.
Okay, perfect.
I heard a
If I
Sandy
get
bar.
wasn't
It's
there a
called Yellow
bulletin board?
Jack.
get you
Yeah, I think it was on the bulletin board.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's Sandy, I think.
Oh, didn't someone come here to ask about selling? They came to City Hall. And Bryce talked to him?
Yes.
Is that the same guy?
Yes. Yeah, there was that guy. Yeah.
Mm.
Something Rivers.
Ah.
Something Rivers. It's not Cody. I don't think they're related, but it's something Rivers, and he owns the Yellow Jack.
Oh.
He was inquiring about a business license, and we told him that they're not currently ready. So he can. We're not gonna push. We're not gonna fucking
it's
crush
okay,
down on
Mr. Mayor.
anyone.
I got mine.
Operate.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, after the licenses are up, there's gonna be a grace period of a week, and if nobody gets their license in a week, they're gonna have to shut down their business
I
until they
don't-
get
I don't
one.
have
But
any
other than that,
buttons.
you know,
Yeah,
I don't
grace
fucking care.
period, minimum profit, thing,
Yeah.
threshold. Yeah.
There's all that crap.
Yeah, red
But
tape.
yeah, no, it's a very simple process. If the owners and operators of the Mirror Park Tavern have specific requests for their menu, I
Oh,
guess
okay.
they can come to me. But all I'm gonna do is go to the SBA on their behalf, or tell
No,
them to go to
that's
the
okay.
SBA. So
You gave me something to work on, Mr. Mayor. I didn't realize that was something we could
Alright,
do.
Miss Sullivan, I can
yeah,
get you a
no, that's what I
weapons
mean,
vest.
and that's what you can utilize the town
Mayor,
hall
if you
for.
could
You can
step
just
low,
ask
I'll hand
questions
the
like that
tools
and
for a
say,
moment.
"Hey,
I'll get
I
squared away.
appreciate that this business is open. Hell, it could be your business. It could be Kelly's business. Kelly could say, I appreciate very much that the SBA has given me the
Alright, Miss
lease to
Sullivan,
this
you are
business.
all squared
I've
away.
been very much
Should be able
enjoying
to
running
go
it,
over
and
to
we've been
the
doing very
stores and
very
purchase
well with
weapons.
sales.
would
I would
highly
like to
advise
introduce
towards
ice cream
the-
sandwiches. Is that something that the SBA could help with?
it's all
Acquiring
your
the
record, though. It's
ingredients
all
and
good.
setting up the menu for. And, it might be a no, but it's worth a shot because it might be a yes, and you'll get exactly what you wanted.
True.
So,
Yeah.
Or maybe
That's,
you might have an idea that they didn't even think of, and they can add it to
Exactly.
the import list for future ingredients.
Exactly. So I'm going to say that at the town hall that anyone can come up and ask anything they want. They can just ask for, they could ask me for $1 million. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
but they can do it.
I mean, come up with a business idea, maybe.
yeah. If you, I
Yeah.
mean, you joke,
You
but
come up with the business proposal, get it all written
So-
down. I'm sure someone will fund it.
my whole campaign, if I ever had one, was going to be based around Vinewood and the arts, television, movies, etc. My intention is to start a production company and hire directors and actors and cinematographers and editors, and
I
then
would
use that
love
as
to
a
be a
resource
stuntman.
for stuntmen, and use that as a resource for writers, so writers can come and pitch ideas, and then we fund their films, right? The other thing with my campaign is the Vinewood vision. So the idea is that utilizing public funds, with the city's support, obviously, we would direct funding towards the arts. In that, if somebody wanted to start a record studio to produce music for people, they could say, "Mr. Mayor, I would like to start a record studio. I have a lease for the property. However, I need funding to hire mixers and producers and etc. Right?"
Okay,
And I
startup
say,
cost. Yeah.
exactly. And I say, well, great news. There is a Vinewood Vision grant project for exactly this purpose, and here is your money.
God damn.
Yeah, that's my intention anyway. That's
Yeah. So is public funding like a matter of public record, or is that something we have to
So the city currently is running on emergency funding because of the corruption
Okay.
scandal.
Yeah.
The way that the city operates, that my office operates, is I have a sum of money that I can utilize for my departments that fall under the purview of the mayor, as well as city projects like the culture, like the arts project,
Yeah.
anything else like that.
Yeah,
but
civil outreach,
exactly.
security, things like that.
Yeah, vehicle
yeah.
raffles. What I want to run at the mall. I didn't tell you about that one, but that's a doozy.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, sports car in the middle of the mall that people can buy a raffle ticket for. Yeah. But yeah, so that funding is used for that, as well as internally for staff raises. Sorry, for staff bonuses, things
Sure,
like
yeah.
that. In terms of income, I have two options. Option one is to organize with the state for another fund donation, effectively from the state, from the management fund, from the taxes that you guys pay, because I don't have direct access to the taxes that we all pay. That comes from the state, so I get lump sums, right?
Yeah.
And the other thing is exactly what I would do with that raffle, which is there would be a raffle. We would purchase a sports car. We would allow the city to raffle, like buy a raffle ticket, and the profits from those raffle tickets will go into the pot. And then on the other hand of that, we've got this whole thing about event. Now, I do not want to use the word permits because they're not permits anymore. They're like event organization projects documents. And what that effectively means is instead of a permit where you're like requesting the city to use public property like Legion Square Park for an event, right?
Sure.
You are going to the city to say, I want to use Legion Square Park for an event.
Oh,
We
food. Sorry.
Yes, I do.
Very sorry.
You pay a fee to utilize that space, which is quite expensive. However, what it gives you is access to organize and liaise with the police for your event, as well as medical services.
Okay.
It will give you the opportunity to request that anyone leaves and anyone stays. You would have full authority over that public space while the event is in progress, and you are a holder of that effective permit. And you would be able to utilize, and this is the fucking crazy one, right? I spoke with the governor and the lieutenant governor, and if those event spaces, if the event organizer goes through the process with City Hall to get that document, they will be able to rely on the SBA for decorative purposes. So, say you wanted to do a Mardi Gras at Legion Square Park, the SBA would decorate Legion Square Park to fit your needs. So that's very exciting. And that the money that people would use to purchase those documents to get that effective, like a lease or like a permit, whatever you want to call it, that money goes into a fund to support future events. So you're making an investment by paying into it and getting an event organized, because you might need some money from the city to start your event to get it rolling, and we can support you with that. So it's a lot of great stuff in the future, pal. A lot of great stuff.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. There's a lot of businesses opening up. Archie's got his thing going on at the racetrack. It's gonna be there's gonna be a lot of events that are possible just through even without government assistance. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
no,
it'll be
100%.
interesting to see what people can come up with.
Oh yeah, big time. I like that government assistance. That's a good way of putting it. That is a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
But I did not want to. Same thing with. So I got asked if I ever wanted to do a fundraiser for the government for like the city hall, and I said, "Fuck no! People pay their taxes."
Yeah,
that is the fundraiser.
I would be fine with having a like 5% tax on vehicle purchases, right? On like a straight from PDM. I wonder. You should talk to the governor. This would be interesting to see, because I'm sure they have vehicle registration information, right? Like how much a 5% tax over the last month would have generated.
That's very interesting. Yeah, I'll look into that. I'll definitely look into that.
And then you can play around with that number a bit, but
Have you registered your vehicle?
I have not. Do we have to do that now?
Not have to. So it's in place. You can go to the DMV and communicate with the sheriff's department and register.
Okay.
You can also get insurance on your vehicle. I'm not fully informed on what the fuck the insurance is actually going to do because I don't know how the DMV can really help you. But the sheriff's department is not enforcing the the vehicle registrations until after we have announced it at City Hall. And there'll be a grace period.
Okay.
But it's in place. You can do it right now if you wanted to. You just need to communicate with the sheriff's department and say, "Hey, this is my car. This is my name. Get it registered."
Yeah, I mean, if you could, get a percentage of that money, vehicle registration, insurance, as a tax.
I thought he was asking
seems
about
like a pretty
taxes on like
decent,
PDM vehicles. Like you buy a vehicle and there's like a state tax as a part of the fuel costs.
So just like a 5% upcharge, right? It wouldn't even be noticeable to most people. But it would probably generate, you got people buying 2 or 3 cars a week.
I think that's a conversation definitely to be had when the city, when the borders open and we have a budget. Because, like I said, the city runs on emergency funds. We don't have a budget.
Yeah.
So once we do, and we're actually relying on the tax income, that's something that we'll definitely look at. Definitely. That's a great idea, though.
I mean, that's
the kind of fucking thing you got to say at City Hall.
Yeah.
You got to come up at Town Hall and say, "Oh, I got this fucking amazing idea for insurance for how the government can make some bit of extra money and stuff."
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Some of the council members, they get on my nerves a bit, but it is what it is. I understand what you're saying, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, no, I get you.
You can always
and hey,
speak privately, like have a one-on-one meeting.
Oh well, yeah. It's just
that's true. I'm always available, but
that
I think
defeats the purpose.
You're the mayor? Wow.
Right? Yes, I am. Yes.
Oh,
it's a pleasure
what
to meet
happened to
you.
the old one?
He resigned.
Yeah.
Resign? Oh, yeah. People weren't treating him very nice, I think.
Yeah, I think that's part of the reason.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Well, bigger and brighter things are ahead.
Yeah. What about
but
you,
yeah,
cutie?
so-
How you doing?
Are you talking to me or Kelly?
I'm gonna leave it up to interpretation.
Or Mr. Mayor here.
I don't mind being in between. I'm sorry. Yeah, the mayor. Talking to the mayor.
Trying to schmooze the mayor, huh?
Well, maybe I'll get some better laws passed. I don't know. I wonder how far my charm can go. Absolutely. Hey, am I not a great citizen as well?
You never
You're
stoop
doing
so low
charity
as to
work.
be influenced by a seductress.
It depends on the idea. So if she has a good idea.
Oh, I have quite a few, sir. Quite a few ideas.
Okay, I'm listening. I love
Oh my-
ideas.
Hey.
I love ideas.
Oh, I got some, small ideas, and then you wouldn't believe it. Guess what?
What's that?
I have also for you today, especially for you, sir. I have medium ideas.
Okay. What about 2 big round ideas?
Oh my goodness gracious! That's a good place to start.
Yeah. Not a
For
bad place.
radio.
Yeah, exactly. Tuning it.
Couple of speakers.
Anyway, before I
Yeah.
go too far and have to get HR involved, I'm gonna head back to City Hall. It's been an absolute pleasure meeting you.
Me, little old me, meeting me, a
Yes,
pleasure.
you. Yes, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to meet
Thank-
anyone in this city.
Of course. Yes, fellow citizen.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Well, we will see you around. I'm just gonna sit by the hangar.
Cowabunga. How you doing?
Good. I like your hair color. It's so vibrant.
Thanks. I think your hair is absolutely divine.
Thank you.
Have we met before?
I don't think so.
No? shit. Look who it is.
This is like the most popular PO.
Hello there.
Hi, Roxy. Oh, who's your friend?
This is oh, I'm sorry, what was your name?
Kelly.
Kelly. It's adorable.
Thank you.
Pleasure to meet you. My name is Mary. Mary Lane. I'm new.
Nice to meet you, Mary.
This is the lovely Mary. I think there's also a Rosemary in city as well. But if you go by Mary, she goes by Rose or Rosemary, so it should be easy to, like, you know, think about or remember.
No, I've met Rosemary.
Oh, she is an absolute vision. Almost jealous, but jealousy isn't really my forte. I'm part of this new and emerging club. Do you want to know what it is?
Is it a motorcycle club?
Kind of. There's only one rule.
What?
No drama. It's called the No Drama Club. I'm the queen. I'm the queen of the No Drama Club. What do you think of that?
Do you get into any drama?
Honestly, it kind of finds me.
Oh, I was gonna say, you know,
Where
no,
I
then
sw-
yeah, that works perfectly.
No, yeah, like it finds me. I don't start it. I promise. I promise. I try to be a good girl. I try. I just like to go fast. That's all. I like to make friends. Some people just, I don't know, they get spicy about it, I guess.
Yeah.
Either way.
Some,
No, I
some
mean,
people do like to enforce the law around these parts.
well, okay, yes, that's understandable. What is, look, has that, look at this. What is going on?
Did he hit the? And there they go.
Hold on.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. 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 Okay.
Out of the way, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, Kelly, let's get back to City Hall.
You think Mr. Walker's gonna show?
Oh, hey, Kelly.
I think so.
I seem to have lost my keys to the ice cream shop. I'm not sure how that happened.
Oh, I thought you threw out your clocking card. I noticed that too.
Yeah, no, I got another position somewhere else, and I
Oh,
happened to lose my
nope.
keys.
Yep. Okay,
So,
that makes perfect
Do you
sense.
do you two think I need to? Is that something we could solve, together, or should I reach out to?
If every time you
government.
pick up a different clocking card, you seem to be misplacing the other one, yeah, that's
Mhm.
something you reach out about.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
All right. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
See you around.
All right. So, remember that thing I was saying about masks?
Mm-hmm.
Turns out that I can still operate completely legally and above board and not
Are we gonna see
commit
the
federal
facility?
offenses. Sorry?
The lifeguard facility? I haven't seen it open.
Oh, you want to see it? Sure. Let's go check it out. I can still do my job completely legally and within the confines of federal offenses. No corruption or anything, while still in some fashion communicating with undesirables. So, I think that thing with Mr. Maxwell should be okay. If I can
Oh,
speak with the
it's like if
SBA.
you communicate with somebody with a felony, then you're corrupt. What kind of world is that?
No. I mean, like, you know, it's not. It wouldn't be corruption for me to satisfy a disgruntled citizen such as our mutual friend by helping get a completely legal thing into a shop that they like to go to, and it's closed. It's closed.
This is so unfortunate.
It's
I just have the worst luck. And I
the
live
facilities
down
have
here
been.
too.
Yeah. Yep.
A lot of renovating. They probably want it ready for the town hall.
Oh, that's definitely. But you get my point.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I can still scratch their backs without being corrupt, which is nice. It's nice that I can still do that because that's just that is sort of. Oh, whoops! Did not mean to do that. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, just flipped it out. What was I saying? Yeah, I'm best at communicating and what's the word? Mediating. That's the word. Do you see lights?
In front of us? No.
Yes. Okay, I'm just gonna go then.
This is where those people stopped me.
Sorry?
When they told me to get in the car yesterday, that's like literally where they stopped me, right in that intersection.
Oh, really? Was that them?
No.
Oh.
Hagar said his name, Archie, down at the racetrack. So I was like, oh.
Oh.
He's doing something with cars. Makes sense. He works at Benny's.
Right. Okay. Well, now you got a name. Look at that. And you can play dumb. Be like, sorry, I don't know who that is. Archie? I don't know who the hell that is. Sorry.
No, I knew his name. I didn't know he was part of that racetrack thing.
Oh, right. Mayor.
Why didn't you do that when you went through the light and Tepish pulled you over? You just.
I don't think he would have accepted that. I only do that when there's no one around and there's no one at the intersection and there's no risk of an accident. Like right now, I wouldn't do it because I can see that car coming. But now I will. Mayor. It's green anyway. We're fine.
Hey, you just let him know. Like you had your siren on when you proceeded through. You have to get back to City Hall for a meeting.
Yeah, I'll try that next time. See where that makes me wind up. I do not want to be the first mayor in this city to end up in a cell overnight.
No, not over an infraction.
Yeah, well, my luck, my luck. Well, I said I'd be here for the next 2 hours. You don't have to be, but I'm just gonna relax and wait for Mr. Walker to show.
And I've got those letters to draft and resend to let them know that we're moving it to next week to give
True.
more business owners an opportunity to participate.
True. So you can do that, and I'll watch your back in the lobby. All right? I'll stay down in the lobby with you. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Oh, and did you
You're
want
not
to
getting
bring
out
the
of my
car
sight.
raffle in?
Sorry, what?
Did you want to bring in the car raffle or for like the official opening?
Oh no, that needs to be coordinated with the governors. I can't organize that.
Okay, so find something
A
else.
car inside the mall is something that I can't just snap my fingers and make happen. Oh!
I'm sorry. I'm having this weird out of body. It's because you showed me your license. I'm like super distracted by how nice it is. What do I do? Lion? No! Don't clap! It's your license! It's when you did that! I'm like, what's wrong with me? Your license is very nice, but I really wish I didn't see it.
can't just back out of that. Back it up. Back it up.
Oh, yeah, please don't show your license. That makes me like super testy. I don't know why.
Okay, no problem. No
Brooke showed me
problem.
his license and I was looking at it all day and it really frustrated
Oh
me.
God. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. What was I fucking saying? Oh yeah, I can't just make a mall. I can't just make a car appear in the mall. That's something that the SBA is gonna have to like. They're gonna drive it in through the back or like open a wall or some shit. So
But I want to
that
incentivize
is
people
not
to go to
something.
booths. So what else could we raffle for?
What about? I mean, if it's next week, I could probably arrange it for the car.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Since
I think
it's
we
moved.
could.
Yeah, we have enough time.
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, no, yeah, okay. Sorry, I was still thinking about it as if it was like tomorrow. No, we can do that. I think. I mean, the response from in that with that specific thing, the response wasn't negative, right? They didn't say that's not possible. I think what they said was something along the lines of like, oh yes, that's what it was. The governor, when I asked the question about the car in the mall, he was more concerned about the budget that the funding we currently have, and purchasing a vehicle given the funds that we currently have.
A lot of people like to drive up to Larry. That's how Alfie got his car. So like all
Uh-huh.
week I can drive up to Larry's and see if like there's something really good that people would love.
Okay, yeah, sure. And we still have pretty much the entire. We have like 97,000, I think. So anything under, I'm gonna say anything under 30, I'm comfortable with.
Okay.
Does
And
that
you
limit
said,
our
like,
options
buy
too
a
much?
ticket. I don't think so.
Okay.
It's like my Weevil was, I think about 3 or 6, and I got it for 1,800. And then the surfer van that I just got another $6,000, but I got it for like 1,800. So
Okay,
Larry's
so
cuts the
we'll-
cost immensely.
We'll set it. We'll take a look at PDM, I guess, as well. See what the pricing is like, and
We could go
I want it to be
now.
kind of a sports car. Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it now. Let's do it now.
Yeah, thoughts in our head. Why not?
Yeah, why not? Because then if it's like, would it be too expensive to charge $1,000 for a raffle ticket? Because at the end of the day, they are getting
No,
a car for
do
$1,000.
that. And then if you would like other entries, it's based upon how many booths you go to. So it's like,
Right.
yeah.
Right. Okay.
So for anyone who just wants
Okay.
the car, it's like, all right, well that's $1,000. So she can go around and talk to a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. Sounds pretty good. How are you, man?
Hello.
Hi
I'm
again,
good. I'm
Roxy.
good.
Fantastic.
What?
Hi again.
I said, oh, sorry.
Oh, what did you say my name was?
Didn't Mary say your name was Roxy? She said, hi, Roxy.
Oh, I was
Yes.
hoping it would be more of a surprise than that. I've been taking voice lessons.
Oh, well, I suspect your glasses, you don't change that, and your face.
That's what everyone said. Gotta go.
Okay.
If that's the Roxy that I know, purple hair, used to have a mohawk, she likes to drive fast and ride her motorcycle in City Hall.
Oh, okay, cool. But yeah,
Yeah, I thought that was her, even with the different hair.
yeah. We just don't want to make a loss on the raffle because I don't want to make a loss on the fucking budget we have. So if we can sell. If we can sell 30 raffle tickets that can cover a car that's under 30,000, we can still make a couple thousand profit, you know? But I don't know if we can actually sell 30 raffle tickets, if we'll be able to or not.
I did tell you
I would-
that
I
I
would
got
hope
like
so.
10 grand my first day opening the creamery, right?
Really?
Yes. People
Wow.
like to spend money.
Okay. That's good. But my thinking more is that if we don't allow them to purchase multiple,
Yeah, you can buy
Uh,
one and then the rest you have to earn by going to the different booths.
yeah, but that would limit the amount of tickets we could actually sell if only 15 people show up to actually go to the job fair, right?
Yeah.
So just got to keep that in mind about how much money we could actually make back from this.
We're not going for the $30,000 car. That's just like the highest
That's the
amount we
but
wanna
that's the
spend.
yeah, that's the highest I'm comfortable with. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Oh, there they go.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Deputy Walker's gonna be busy for a little while.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Busy enough for me to run a rev without putting my siren on. And another one, Kelly. Am I allowed to run this one? Can I run this one, Kelly?
I hear no cop, no stop. That's a lot
Okay.
people say around these parts.
Okay. Fantastic. And I ain't no snitch neither. You better not be either, Kelly. 'Cause you know what happens to snitches.
You sound so much like Antonio right there.
Snitches, smooches.
Did you just try to valet your car?
No. I don't want to talk about it. Also, please don't report my snitches get smooches comment to HR. Yeah, I really appreciate that.
That's okay. We haven't hired HR yet. They'd
Okay.
have so much back paperwork to sort through.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, they would. Yeah, it's not the 50s anymore, you know?
A lot of motorcycles. Oh my god, Dan spent $9,000 on a car on a whim? Your car costs $8,000? Oh wow.
All right, I think I've narrowed it down, all right?
I'm not seeing anything over like 15. This is good. Well, one. I see one over. What are you liking?
Kelly, hello.
I hear you. Wait, is it hard to hear me when I'm like so deep
Yep.
in the pamphlet? Oh, okay.
Yep. I think Peyote Custom. It's classy, it's expensive, it's beautiful. It's like you. I think, you know, it would be a good choice. I thought maybe about the Fudo as well, but it's not very nice to look at. It's just fast, right? That's the reason it's expensive is because it's so fast.
And you, oh, I can't. Oh, that one's 16 grand.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. The peyote. Imagine getting a $16,000 car for $1,000. That's a win. And we can definitely get more than 16 people to buy a raffle ticket. Definitely. What do you think?
I feel like 16 is possible. Especially if Athena and I are like around there, working the room, encouraging, walking up to people, reminding them to get these tickets.
Yep. Definitely. Definitely. All right. It's settled. Peyote.
Peyote.
It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful car to have in the mall. We'll have it in cherry red. Hold on. Actually, let's pull it out. Take a look.
Ooh, that does look nice. Put it back already? Oh, look at the top. That did look nice.
It did, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. And then the zebra
Yeah.
top. Ooh.
Yep. Yep. I know. I know. It's going to be good. It's going to be real good.
You could take the top off that car, right? So it has the
Yep.
option.
It's
Oh,
a custom.
Yes!
You can
Yeah,
you
that's
can
gorgeous.
you can also potentially do hydraulics, I think. Make it bounce.
When that owner of Hayes, he has his car show on the pier. That'd be.
Uh-huh.
I won my car from the raffle at the
Mhm.
mall.
Yeah.
Good way to spread good press about City Hall events.
Oh yeah. And the mall.
Yeah. Maybe they might show up next time. Wonder what they can win. I mean, secretly
right.
probably nothing, but they'll still probably show up hoping.
You know, the Attorney General gave me an idea for when it's possible.
Mhm.
Real estate raffle. Win a house.
Just don't make it the Barbie house that's along the highway because I want that.
Okay.
Yeah, me and
Okay,
Alfredo were like
okay.
in the running for that one.
Okay, okay. But yeah, I thought that was a pretty good idea. Win a house. It's pretty fucking cool.
Should do it for definitely the first homeowner in the state.
Ooh.
To introduce Dynasty, this is how we're gonna get excited. One lucky
Ooh.
person's gonna get their house for free, and everyone else, welcome to
Holy.
the office.
Well, not for free, for the ticket
yes, for
price,
the
but
raffle,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. Yeah, holy shit. Okay. Oh, gotta get gas.
Yes,
Thing
I'm sure
right
a
here.
lot of people would show up. Like, wait, I
Oh,
don't even
yeah.
have to. I could just spend maybe $5,000 and I could win a $10,000, $20,000 home. They lost them.
Mm-hmm. I guess so.
Oh my! See what I'm saying? The city's like crazy around this hour. As I'm like, I'm really hoping for this job fair. The deputies need some help.
Guess they do. I think if I'm still in office when the police department is created, I'm going to coordinate with the sheriff's department and focus on staggering the shifts so that this time of day is focused with one of the departments, like the police department, right? So it's kind of like certain hours of the day the sheriffs are more on duty and certain hours of the day the police are. Because you can do that just through hiring if you're lucky. If you're lucky.
I've seen their flyers saying like they're hiring for EU/AU shifts, but for some reason,
Yeah.
no deputies.
Yeah. I heard that the recruitment drive that they did a few weeks ago, they got a bunch of cadets, and then they lost contact with a bunch of cadets, so they had to remove them from the roster. So they went through the whole process, got assigned, got their badges, and then they just fucking left.
Are you kidding?
What's wrong with the car you already had?
the cops know that they're driving that car.
Oh, right. I see. Get in, we gotta scram. Jesus. It's kind of frustrating because it means we have to wait longer for John.
Why? It seems like the chase is over.
Yeah, I guess, but they just stole another car. So, a local probably saw that and reported it.
True.
Just gonna make a call to the police. Never mind.
You figured no one would be in this station.
Well, I called and it just said something happened. And it went bop, bop, bop.
Oh, that's good. The
Yep.
line's dead.
Hmm. Am I stupid or is the number not 911?
Oh, no, it's not.
Okay.
It's a very long number that you have to write down, or else you
Okay.
just hit the alarm for 911. You find the number?
What?
You find the number?
No, it's not in the yellow pages. Do you have it?
Somewhere in one of these pages.
Oh, can you please, Kelly, can you please talk to Lola? She keeps telling me that her notepad keeps losing paper. She'll write stuff down and then just lose it. And she's getting really fucking frustrated with it. Wondering if you could just
Is
talk
it
her
a
through
bad
that, maybe.
pen or?
I don't know. She'll take notes. She'll let the ink settle. She'll go back the next day and it'll all be gone. Apparently.
Yeah, I don't like those issues. That's how I also copy my notes and then I have them saved in my own folders.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I wouldn't solely rely on your notebooks. They're unreliable.
Mhm.
The ink here, really flimsy. And then when we have really bad storms and the flooding, you just lose way too much. You should always have your own folders at home.
Executive order number 5 is ready, by the way. I'll send that through to you soon. I just really got to speak to your uncle. He's been very elusive writing that Constitution.
It's because when the mayor's term is up, his is up too.
Sorry, what?
Oh, you didn't know that?
No, I knew that, but what are you talking about?
When the mayor's term is up, my uncle's term is up too. So
Yeah, I know.
same time frame you have, he has to finish the Constitution.
Oh, right. Well, he's going to be finished in the next day.
Yeah, but then what if, while it's in play, a new issue arises? So the sooner he gets it out
Yeah,
there, the sooner
yeah,
it can be
yeah.
tested.
True. But yeah, I need to speak with him because I sent him a draft, right? Earlier this week of the old version of Executive Order number 5. And I said to him, this is just a draft. And the signature block isn't there. I haven't written my signature. And then I sent him another copy the other day. And he said to me, the Department of Justice approves this and everything looks good, but you'll need to rescind your previous executive order. I think he may have thought that that was me submitting it.
That's what that sounds like.
So I need to make sure that he doesn't think that I submitted that because it's not actually signed. So.
Well, I mean, as
Whatever.
long as you understand, it's not in the cabinet. Like.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's nowhere officially yet. So I would say just
Okay.
click that misunderstanding with him.
All right, so I can just. Okay. Well, he's approved the next one, the final one. Can I just submit that and put it in the cabinet?
Yeah. Like
I
the
do that
second you
now?
sign it and it's like effective immediately, it's active. It's
All right.
not like you have to put
Well,
it to the city bulletin or make sure you forward it to the governor. The second you sign it and it's effective immediately, it's active.
all right, it's done then. We'll get you a copy. Where's the printer? Oh, your room, right down here.
Where'd I put the other POs? Okay, so I was missing some stuff in here. Found it.
Now, Kelly, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is it within my power to, since we're going to put this document in the cabinet, and it's going to be active, and it currently is because I signed it, is Joey now fucked, or can I give him leeway, because he is currently organized. He has organized with the medical department to get his first aid certificate. He just doesn't currently have. But in writing on this executive order, it says that if they don't have it, they can't work. Can I give him leeway as the mayor and the guy who wrote the fucking thing? Give him a couple days?
You could
Even after it's
possibly
signed?
make it work like expungements. If they're in the process of getting their first aid training, yes, he can clock on and do his job. But if he's
All right,
like
sweet.
not getting, he don't plan to get it until next month. No, you're not
Yeah.
in compliance. When you fully decide to do that, then you can clock on
Mhm.
to work. As you get
The
that
exact
training.
wording of the concerning section is security officers who fail to acquire or maintain a valid first aid certificate shall be ineligible for continued employment under the office of the mayor. So, fail to acquire or maintain. he hasn't failed to acquire. He's doing it now. So,
So he's acquired.
yeah. He's acquiring. So I'm comfortable with it as long as it's legal. And he's not fucked. He can't work. Because we need security. He's our last man.
I can hang the flyer since we're not gonna have the hiring fair till next week. It'd probably be good to get some people in here. I can hang the flyer today, and if we get some interest, we get some interest.
Okay.
Because
Sure.
right now it's me, it's Athena, it's Joey, it's Lola. Those are the staff that we have because we lost Alfredo.
Yeah.
And Casey
Yeah.
switched over. So
Yep.
we do need more
And Lola's
people.
considering moving to the lifeguards.
Oh, can she do both?
Yeah, she can.
Yeah. According to the governor's office, you can have 6 jobs in this state.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I have
That's
3.
great. That is great. I guess I have 2. I'm a TV host and a mayor.
I set up interviews for the DOJ. I send out a lot of letters to their candidates, so I do reception over there sometimes.
That's great. I'd turn a dime on a street corner by giving out hand jobs.
You're not getting paid enough.
I've got dry hands. It's like sandpaper.
And people still come for that?
Yeah, for a nickel.
Well, they don't even pay you the full dime.
You're right. I should sell myself higher than a nickel or a dime.
Yeah.
Ay, 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 ay. I'm gonna try that number you. Nope.
Well, I mean,
Well-
Gigi was with Deputy Walker, so that's their dispatcher.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I better get comfortable then, huh?
Okay, so more time to work on the career fair flyer because I was struggling with that one. I'm not gonna lie. It was not looking as full as I wanted it to. Do you want the raffle to be advertised on the flyer?
Oh, yeah. And a picture of the car.
That might be hard.
Maybe even the price. Win a $16,000 car. Speaking of which, check my bank balance. I haven't checked it in like 5 days. Holy fuck. This job pays pretty well.
It does.
I was minus, you know, when I got not sworn in, but when I got asked to, don't worry about it. When I got asked to take up the spot of mayor, you know what my bank balance?
You did not have a negative budget.
I had minus $3,500 in my account.
But you run Late Night Los Santos. How does that even happen?
I told you and Hank, I didn't take any money from the show. It all went to the staff. I don't need money.
So how do you run as long as you're fed? No, no.
That's how I live. As long as I'm fed.
Yeah, you gotta make that I can't imagine having worked at Gash as long as I did and not making a wage. Like, couldn't do it.
Yeah, fair enough. I haven't had money my whole life. I mean, it's not really making much of a difference. Actually, that's not true. I had some money when I ran the club.
It's gonna ruin your credit score, though.
Yeah, that's true. It's already pretty bad anyway. It's fine. I'm in the money. I'm in the money. If I keep up this rate of, you know, working as much as I have been,
Your
I
bank
will
balance
likely-
will stay positive.
yes, very, very positive. And I'm just going to take all that money and put it into the show. As soon as I am done in office, they are all getting paid.
I really want to know when I get my ice cream truck. I'm so ready to start that commercial.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
I know. I have to apologize. I'm sure that my influence on all the projects and stuff I want to get set up are probably delaying your ice cream truck, if I'm honest. If I'm using city resources to set up the lifeguard, if I'm using city resources to set up the vents, yeah.
Oh, so like street workers, renovators, they're being relocated.
Yeah. It's like my shit takes priority. You know what I mean? I don't want it. I don't mean for it to, and I apologize for that. But yeah, that's
It's
probably why
okay.
there's a bit
It's
more of a
baby
delay.
steps. So maybe
Yeah.
I'll get to work at the mall location before I get the truck. It's like one,
Yeah.
2, 3.
Yeah, exactly. If they prioritize the mall, which I don't think is likely, the mall is a big project. I don't think that will be fully successful even by the end of my current term before I have to start, you know, if I get voted back in. Oh,
Hello.
hello, welcome to City
Hello.
Hall. How may I help you today?
Looking to meet with the mayor about Humane Labs.
Oh, really? Let me see. Hey, Mr. Mayor, are you available? Yeah. Let's go talk. Yeah. All right. Yeah, he's available. Want to go up to his office?
Yes, I'd love that.
All right, sweet. Can you imagine if I had multiple personalities as the mayor? That would be dangerous.
That'd definitely be something that we could look at.
He's the bear wasn't in.
All right.
Do you want me to come with?
Yeah, come with.
You are all welcome upstairs in my office.
Thank you so much.
Yep. No, Mr. Walker, if you ever at any moment feel like you want someone to step out, just let me know and we can do that. No problem.
Of course.
I'm so sorry that we couldn't get to talking earlier. Like I get so confused when there's multiple voices. I'm so sorry, my love.
No, that happens in crowds. I understand.
Sports car.
It's so good to see you again.
You
I saw
too.
them right down the street on that section right there. They got out of the black sports car and got.
I like your skirt. It's so flippy.
Thank you. I really love that one. It makes you feel like
Still in the same car.
you know, you're like back in the 50s.
Yes. I want to have a decade dance.
Mr. Walker.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's the 70s thing from Burger Shot soon.
I think it got canceled.
I have been hearing that you've been wanting to speak
Aw.
with me, and I apologize for the delay.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about Humane Labs, and you might have heard this already, but I have a proposition for you.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Um,
it's been tossed around quite a few times actually. It's one of the
yes.
leading projects here.
Right. Okay. So I will let you do whatever, say whatever you want, your pitch, what you need from me, and I'll tell you what I can do to help.
Of course. So I just spoke with federal government at SBA a couple nights ago. I think I saw you. We were walking past each other as that happened. But we spoke with the governor, and we also spoke with Miss Jezzy from the SBA about opening up the lab. They seem pretty keen about it. They just need the blueprint from us to open everything up. But there's quite a few projects we're going to be wanting to work with you guys, and it's not just going to be for state government or federal government. We're also going to be wanting to do civilian contracts, which is kind of why the previous meetings with Mayor Hazelwood kind of, I guess, hazed out a bit, for lack of better words.
Right.
He out of nowhere, I don't know if it's out of nowhere, but there must have been some sort of miscommunication where he was under the impression that EMS was going to be like, I guess, leading this project and opening up the lab. And I have my own company, Poseidon Energy, that's going to be running the lab. And I think I've spoken to you and others about this before. I don't want any other state or lobbyist group to be able to have the final say of this lab when my company's been able to do that for multiple years. So that was our one ground rule that we were able to run, that our company had the final say on what we're investing our time and resources into researching and producing. And after that, he proposed the idea where I'd speak in front of all the members of City Council for any questions they may have, which I was fully prepared for. I prepared documents, I prepared statements, blueprints,
And then he
everything.
resigned.
Yeah, that's right when that happened. So that's when I spoke to the SBA and the federal government. Figured I'd just take it up to there at that time. But I don't want you to think at all that I wanted to go over your head. I see you as a potential ally in this project and trying to work forward. And we could do a lot together in terms of trying to get government liaisons to work at the lab and make sure we're not doing any mad science.
Yeah,
I want
definitely.
clarity just as much. I don't want any stigma or rumors to blow up where people are going to be having riots or protests outside the lab. So
That's correct. Yeah.
we're always prepared to go by the book. It's not just going to be people in lab coats. There's going to be security guards. There might be even more than that. I have a lawyer right now, but in Liberty City, our security side was Brunt security people from Bobcat. We also had private investigators, and we also had a law firm, Vanguard, that was protecting us. So in multiple different aspects, we were able to do our own little research and criminal
Right.
matters and things that were affecting us.
Self-sufficient.
Okay. Well, I mean, presumably you won't have that scale of support when you start out.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Baby steps here.
Yeah, of course.
But I do want some sort of light security detail, which I'll be finding on my own, just to make sure the
Sure.
lab's okay during certain raids or whatever.
Sure. I read heavily against what's his name, Kelly Cade.
Yeah.
Yes, Cade Wilder.
Cade Walder. I recommend heavily against him.
He's a private eye, right?
Yeah, no, he runs a security firm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Multiple times he's
Blackside,
tried
right?
to. Sorry.
I believe it's called Blackside.
Blacks. Yes, that's correct. He has multiple times tried to be hired on as the city hall security, but for multiple
Oh.
reasons, including just his interviews, he has been rejected twice, and we're led to believe that he has involvement with criminal activities, and he's not someone that I would recommend putting your trust in.
Yeah, I get what you're going with. I'm not
Yeah.
going to be hiring a contractor in the city
Okay,
to guard us. I'm
okay.
having a transfer from Liberty City. My guys Larry and Barry. They're brothers.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. That's great. So I'll tell you what I'm thinking. I had actually set, because I felt really fucking bad about the fact that you didn't get to speak last week. I've actually set aside time for you in this week's town hall, which is going to be at, correct me if I'm wrong, Kelly, 6 p.m. Saturday.
You are correct.
Okay.
Eastern.
Eastern,
Yes.
yeah, 6 p.m. Eastern Saturday.
Okay.
It's early, I know. We're trying to coordinate some other stuff. Actually, Kelly, no flyers have gone up. Oh no. We still need to do it early because of Councilman staying out. Okay, that's the main reason. we need Councilman Day not there, and any later than that, he wouldn't be able to attend. So, um,
I have the
that
flyer
is-
ready if you want the town hall flyer up.
yeah, I think it's about time. A couple days out. So,
I can make do with
Um,
the time, by the way.
okay, fantastic. The thing is, it may be early, but another part of the reason that it's so fucking early is because it's a doozy. Um, I inherited a couple of things that Hank was working on, but mostly, as soon as I took office, I saw huge, glaring issues that needed to be addressed. Um, I could talk for hours about that, and I probably will at the town hall. So there will actually be a recess for this town hall, a catered recess. We're gonna be, buying all the food. It'll be set up, and there'll be a recess so people can stretch their legs and grab a bite. But there's a lot to go through, and I've made time to accommodate for you if you do so choose to come up with questions. Um,
Much appreciated. I'll be there. I'll make time for
all
it.
right, fantastic.
Yeah.
So yeah, the governor will also be in attendance. Um, so we might be able to bounce some stuff with the three of us, including the public. But so, what do you need from me soon? What do I actually need to do to help you? Because I'm happy to.
So that's the thing. I truly want to, like you said, baby steps this. And, you know, it's hard to open up a lab like this in other cities, but this place happens to have a
Mhm.
very good political structure and it's able to be worked on. So
Yes.
I want to take it in the step of earning the community's trust and favor and their interest. So we're going to start off small. I'm going to be like hiring skeleton crews of teams to pretty much just get the ball rolling on some of these projects. And over time, we're going to try and show that off, talk to the media, go to the people. And there's also going to be, facilitators and other people trying to get surveys from civilians on the streets or in a lab environment, just pretty much
Can
trying to
you
figure out what we should be doing.
can you give me some examples of because you're gonna get this question. What are you making?
So
Um,
yeah, I've kind of made a little joke of it over time, but we've made things from baby formula all the way to defense projects with the DoD. So we've had our hands in just about anything. You name it, we've worked on it.
Right.
Pharmaceuticals, technology.
It's not the kind of thing that you'd say in the town hall, though, right? If you're trying to gain public trust, saying that you make defense, you worked on defense contracts isn't exactly something that people are going to want to hear. And I understand that that's important, of course. But in terms of, I would recommend that for this first public appearance and forum, that you focus on things that you think that people in the city will want, things that they really can't argue against. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So with all decorum, the speech that I usually give everyone about it is we started with the main three. It was general science, it was medical, and it was tech. And after that, had a lot of growth and different people working on that. Joint work with local state departments. So we had EMS working with us on medical research, looking for new types of surgeries and operations we could try and work with. Also in the tech department, we basically started off supplying things at the digital den and the radio hubs. So we were putting things on the shelf there for the general public, and sometimes, like I said, a few of those projects gained the attention of Uncle Sam. And so, simple things that were sold on shelves were also adapted to the government, and we kind of worked from there. But also with general science, that was a very open field, whether it was things like quantum computing or, looking at the weather or different stuff with the terrain that
What
we were
the
with.
hell is that? Okay.
There's a project that we're working on that's the main one that got us federal funding. But there's a computer that we have called Opus that we're going to be moving over here once the lab's opened up.
Right.
It's state of the art.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. How big of a room are you gonna need for that?
Quite a big room, 2 rooms to be specific.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I've talked to former Mayor Hazelwood about this one, and I think Kelly was here for this. A couple other members.
Yeah.
But when we open up the lab, I'm fully willing to give tours of the facility to people. I want to show
Oh,
them
great.
where the different spaces are and what they're utilized for.
Mhm.
I've even shown Gretchen here what the lab looks like and what its purposes are. Right? We know it in the back of our head. All humane labs are built
Yeah.
the same. But
You have been to the town halls, correct?
I have. I've always been trying to be security there, though.
You've seen the vitriol
Mhm.
that Hank Hazelwood dealt with. I
Yeah.
won't be dealing with that. I'm confident that that won't happen on a large scale.
Yeah.
My meeting isn't the town hall isn't going to be dry. I'm not going to be reading from documents. It's going to be very upbeat, very positive, very informative, and I just want you to. I want your project to be a success. I want your entire company to be a success.
Of course.
I just think that you know, I'm sure you're already aware of this, but um, you're gonna get feedback that you're gonna want to have prepared answers for. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm fully prepared. I've dealt with this then and again and again. To be quite
Right.
honest with you, that the focus of my work with my company Poseidon is I do this boardroom meeting stuff. I do the talks. I do the discussions. I'm not a
Fantastic.
scientist. I hire the eggheads. You know. So
Right.
I pretty much just
You know, you and me, Mr. Walker, are very similar. I'm a showman. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a career politician. So I understand
people.
completely what you're saying.
Yeah, and may I intrigue you in some of our other departments as well? A major one that I think everyone in the city is going to love, our marine department. That one always people who don't even like science are going to join Humane to work there because once we get marine biology going and we get submarine crews going, it's going to
Oh
be
yeah.
different. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
wow.
used to have so much back in LC. We're going to try and bring as much as we
That's
can over here.
fascinating.
But not just that, we also had a crisis management unit for the more serious side of things in the city. You're worried about a hazardous materials leak, you're worried about a new influenza in the city.
Or an
Those guys
earthquake or
put on
something.
suits and they jump into it.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we had a
wow.
whole team of them back in LC.
That
I wanted to
is
start up a new one
fascinating.
here.
Well, you have my full support. I'll tell you, I have the remainder of Hank's term in office, but he didn't serve, which is 5 weeks. 1 week will be transitionary. Or I guess that's only 4 weeks now. I have 3 weeks of actual term, four weeks of full office. Regardless, I'm going to be running again, so it's likely because I'm so great at this that I will be in office again in 5 weeks' time or whatever.
You got my vote.
So I will support you once I'm in again, and you'll have my support throughout my whole term.
I'm all for it, and I very much appreciate you for wanting to have this meeting and also giving me this time slot at City Hall. That means a lot.
Hey, no problem. No problem. My office, my doors are always open as long as I'm actually in the building. So, was there anything specific that you wanted me to work on or speak about or communicate with the public, or or would you rather do that yourself at the town hall?
I think I'll be able to cover things well. I know all the
Okay.
bases about opening the space up. I need to make everyone aware that it's not going to be a government-owned facility and that we're not going
Right.
to test on animals. There's a lot of stigma to this lab that
Of
is
course.
very untrue. It's not the radioactive family era anymore. We're not testing on
Mhm.
chimpanzees. But yeah, we actually have we have documents, we have NDAs, we have proper forms of going about human testing
Okay.
and doing that voluntarily.
Sure.
I know there was a period of time where in Liberty City, prisoners would, volunteer for testing in exchange for a release of their times. But I don't imagine we'll ever get there here. It's a wild one.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that is extreme.
But yeah, there's quite a bit that we could do for this city, and it's majorly our focus is
Well-
wherever there's going to be a gap, we want to bridge that. So
Yes. Speaking of which, and I'm sorry I keep interrupting you. It's
No,
a
go
habit.
ahead.
It's a very bad habit I have. So speaking of bridging gaps, mm, part of something I was working on before I was a mayor, when I was a council member, was you will actually know quite a lot about this, and I'm glad that someone with experience on within the sheriff's department is heading this. It is my understanding that currently the sheriff's department does not have appropriate means of operating procedures for assessing suspected drunk drivers. That is to say, there is no way of validating blood alcohol levels, which is why I'm sure we talked about this at the very beginning. It's what you were referencing is some
breathalyzer,
form
yeah.
of breathalyzer technology. I discussed that with the governor 2 days ago. Have you spoken with him in the last 2 days?
Yes, but I don't believe about this matter. I think it might have been tossed up
Mhm.
once, but
Yeah. So it's quite important to me. I think that people's civil liberties are very important to protect. And unfortunately, sometimes officers' judgment based on, visual evidence
it's
isn't
not
enough.
enough. Yeah.
Um, so, I want to keep people safe in this city. I don't want drunk drivers, and I also don't want anybody being arrested when they're actually sober. So, uh, it is something that. So, when I brought this up to the governor the other day, the response I got was breathalyzers are cutting edge technology, and it is they may be they may not fit in with the police's standard process. That is to say, uh, breathalyzer technology right now, like I said, is cutting edge, and it can be quite bulky. You know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
about the size of a fucking camera. So um, it's something that the governor wanted to seriously consider was bringing in technology like that into standard operating procedures. Um, but it is within consideration. And I was curious about how you felt about it.
I'm quite certain we could help work on that, especially making a more mobile version of it. And to that point, from our experience in the field as a law enforcement, we've seen a lot of people turn in narcotics as well. I'd like to take it a step further and produce some form of drug testing as well, because
Don't. So I spoke with Director Bridges about this.
yeah.
Um, it's my understanding, I'm not a medical professional, but it's my
Mhm.
understanding from his assessment that, and his information, that blood work for narcotics can take anywhere from 24 to 48 hours to produce a result. And that's already in motion. It's just that the police would need a warrant to take their blood or
Yeah, it'd be an
consent.
overnight deal.
If I
Yeah,
may interject here,
of
what would
course.
be good is sometimes we do find residue on people, like whether they had the drug in the baggie or anything like that. And it would be fantastic if we had some kind of test strips that we could test the baggie on. So we're not testing the person, but we're testing the baggie to see what was in there, like as a residue.
Yeah.
Like, for example, let's say you have cocaine, you put that strip in there and you put some chemicals with it and it turns pink, and we could say that it's most likely from the cocaine family, because different drugs react differently. It would help also that that is for medical as well. It would help when the people are unconscious to kind of determine what kind of overdose they might be experiencing.
Right.
Might be a life-saving feature, to be honest.
Yeah, that'd
It's
be a
not the
big
blood
one.
test; it's more like testing residue.
Mayor
Okay.
Hazelwood, he had a great idea about starting the majority of our projects with medical and life-saving technology. So I very much want that to be like the opener for us for what
Yes.
we are known
Yeah. I hope I have a few great ideas.
for. Oh yeah, breathalyzers are great.
um, no, yeah, it's. I'm very satisfied. I mean, I'm under the impression that breathalyzers have been in use across the country for the last 20 years. So
Yeah,
it's not it's not out of the question. I think specifically regarding that, it just needs to be designed in a way that can be incorporated into the standard operating procedures of the police force, as well as. Um, so this was a question raised. I cannot remember by whom. Um, in terms of uh, funding, um, where where are you getting that funding? Would it be case by case? So you design some technology or something?
yeah, it would be supply meets demand all the way. We're
Right,
gonna. That's why I wanted to say it's gonna be split down the middle between civilian contracts and
right.
government ones, because we're gonna try and make things that just help the everyday civilian's life, whether it's a better beard trimmer or something like that,
Hmm.
or something like
So
a radio enhancer.
my concern, and this isn't a serious concern. I just I got to think about these things as the mayor. My concern is with the the introduction of certain things that would have to come out of the city budget, certain things that would affect the city limits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess I don't really have a question about that. I guess I just wanted to bring it up. I
Well,
just need to
and
be aware of it. That's all.
that's why I always wanted to speak about the legal liaisons, whether it's going to be through your side or through the federal side. I'd love to have people that are checking boxes and making sure that everything we're doing is proper and kosher, and that the
Yeah.
money's coming from the right sources. We're not making a mafia project. I don't want any of
I'm
that
fairly
shit.
certain, in terms of legislation and legality and everything, that will all be through the city court system.
Perfect.
It'll all be through this. I do not think the state is going to interfere whatsoever.
Glad to hear it.
And uh, when it comes to actually producing and negotiating with with these technologies, the things that you create, I would assume that that would be per department. So, say if it's something for the sheriff's department, the sheriff's department would pay for it, right?
Yeah.
But here's the complication, right? I I signed an executive order. And this is not a conversation that you can really give me answers for, but I'm just kind of talking while I'm thinking. Say I signed an executive order tomorrow that said all police officers in the city must use breathalyzers. You know what I mean? In more words.
Yeah.
Would that then be something that the city pays for? Would that be something that the sheriff's department would pay for? It's a good question. Huh?
Yeah, that is a weird one. I don't know. I feel like if if the department was really against it, then they'd probably push it here. I don't know if they could or not.
Yeah, they probably could. They probably could. They could probably do that through the AG, and the AG could push it to us. But that's a question for a very late date.
Yeah.
I just kind of want. I like talking to you, John.
Likewise, I like talking
I
to you. Aaron.
waffle. I waffle a lot. I just can't stop myself. But yes, I am. I've set aside time for you at town hall. I am behind you 100%. Um, I am willing to, if you need, um, I can work as a intermediary or a support for communications with the state, um, and other departments, medical and the sheriff's department. If you need it, probably don't. But yeah, I can help. I can help in any way, shape, or form because I do not see, uh, as long as there is some form of um, you know oversight, not oversight, but
Checking and
observation,
balancing, yeah.
checking and balancing, exactly. Regular inspections of the necessary parties. Just making sure everything's above board. I'm comfortable with everything. I think new technology is fascinating. I think it's the way of the future, and there's certain things that the city needs that only a research company would be able to provide. So that's my feelings.
Just because I've dealt with it before, I'd very much like to bring up that should this city ever run into situations where neither law enforcement, DOJ, or EMS is able to stop a certain issue, our lab is more than willing to step in. We've dealt with all sorts of different crises in numerous cities, and we've helped a lot of communities through that. So if you ever see EMS throw their hands up at a new outbreak of something, we're more than willing to change up a space to be a holding area for people to
All
get
right.
through, quarantine, treat them.
Fantastic.
We've
Fantastic.
we've been able to change up our lab to accommodate any sort of need that is having about the city. And as well as that, I don't want us to ever overstep. That's going to be joint task force work. That's going to be down to the emergency services level. We're going to have EMS representatives, PD people, anyone that we can.
So while my mind is on the subject, because I literally like 2 hours ago signed an executive order regarding first aid inside City Hall, which is why it's not public because it's not relevant to the public. Um, Dr. Director Bridges spoke with me recently about regular first aid seminars, probably weekly.
That'd be nice.
So once that's set up, I would highly recommend that you and your employees attend those.
Highly
And
necessary. Yeah.
yeah, I think I wouldn't recommend that to any other private enterprise, but with you specifically, I feel it necessary to advise that.
We'll add it to our SOP.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the executive order literally was about um, even if I'm not in this office, I want this city to be established, this office to be established in having basic ground rules about security in some fashion. Having, well, not security, but at any point, there should be someone within City Hall who knows first aid. That's just the fucking facts.
Of
And
course.
that we should have access to first aid supplies. You know, if somebody slips and falls and they don't need urgent medical care, or it's not an emergency, you know, we just need to have these basic things in order.
Do you believe that any statutes would need to be added for my security personnel to be able to carry shotguns and potentially rifles on the premises of Humane Labs, just within the fencing, being as we have, chemicals and all sorts of substances and technology inside?
You would actually, I'll be honest, John. I haven't been in a position in this city so far to actually see a shotgun. So you would have to inform me. Is that something that these weapons that you're talking about, are they on the streets now?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Or in
yes,
police
the
possession?
rifles
You
and,
can buy a pump action and a hunting rifle, like Gretchen said, yeah.
12 gauge. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I would say that there's a couple ways of going about it.
This actually came up at City Hall because Brooks wanted to have security here open carry, and he was told no, that's something that was only for the deputies. So they were
Oh,
gonna,
is that right?
yeah, they were gonna talk to the sheriff's department about security at City Hall having this type of ability only in government institutions and when in convoy.
Oh, easily, without a doubt, I can write it in that my security guards will put their weapons away on their backs when, deputies arrive at the facility.
Wouldn't that still be open carry?
Yeah, it would be, but it's on their private property of Humane Labs, so
Right.
they
They
wouldn't
can
be
even do
leaving the
here.
fencing without it on their back.
I would
So
say
your
that's
question's
something maybe
more
you
about-
talk with the sheriff though.
So your question is more about legally owning those guns. Is that
Legally
correct?
carrying those guns
Carrying
on the
those
premises
weapons
for
on the
security
premises.
means when we're around.
I don't think that would be a problem.
Yeah.
You'd have to check with. You know what? I'll speak with the Chief Justice about it. But
Thank you.
I mean, if you can legally purchase those weapons, which you can, correct?
Yeah.
And you would own the lease for the property, and it would be private land. Correct?
Yeah.
This is America.
The reason why they're carrying such high caliber weaponry is because of the materials inside of the facility that could potentially be stolen or misused or released to the public. Talking about
Listen,
leaks in the water.
I don't know the ins and outs of the new Constitution, but in my personal opinion, it's well within the rights of not the state constitution, but the American Constitution to hold arms on private property, and I don't see why that would be a problem. I think it would be a problem if you were going outside of your jurisdiction in terms of you had security officers holding those arms in convoys or outside of that private property. That would get complicated.
Yeah, I was just going to
Um,
tell you that we're not going to do armed convoys like that. They'll be carrying pistols and holstered weaponry
Right.
in city limits.
Well, I will double check with the Chief Justice regarding that because I'm not a lawyer. I wish I
All right.
was, but I'm not a lawyer. But I don't know. I would say it's fine. Kelly, what do you think? Your family's all in law. What do you think?
You just said city limits. Where's this? I I don't know where Humane Labs is located.
Humane Labs is in Los Santos County. It's
East
uh,
Coast above the water
Yeah.
treatment facility.
So
Yes.
if you look at Sonora Freeway, it's gonna be on the right side.
it's east of Sandy Shores.
It's completely isolated, actually.
Hmm.
They're built that
Yeah.
way. They're concaved by land.
Yeah.
In case any explosions ever happen, it'll shield it.
Okay, I see the power station. Am I too low or high?
No, you go further up north.
North?
That's what I meant, not the water treatment plant. It's power station.
Yeah, so you see the Davis
It's directly
Quartz
east
area,
of Sandy Shores.
and
Yeah,
it's like
okay.
north of the Davis Quartz area.
Hmm. That's another thing too. I mean, that is
You're out of city limits, yeah.
you're out of city limits. You're in Blaine County, right? That's not even Los Santos. That's Blaine County.
Yeah.
You are within the only two things that you are inside the jurisdiction of are the sheriff's department and the state. So honestly, I mean, the state constitution, I don't know if it'll reference anything about private property and arms, but again, if you can legally purchase those firearms, you can operate with self-defense, with self-interest, with those firearms on private property.
Perfect.
You know?
But
so
is it different because of the grade of the weapon? Because normally you can only use those in hunting zones. So that could be a factor that comes out. Pistols would be fine. But
Some people
what
buy
you do with
shotguns for home
shotguns?
defense, and some people with enough
That's true,
acreage buy
yeah.
rifles in case poachers come to take their animals.
I'll tell you what, this is
But yeah,
please give me one moment. I'm just going to read something very quickly.
I mean, at the end of the day, I forgot what I wanted to say. Never mind. Don't mind me.
San Andreas changes a lot of the rules around. Because yes, I would a shotgun and a rifle. You would think so, but then it's like the grade of the weapon. Only this level of government officials allowed to carry this at this time.
Well, that's why I bring it up, because if any civilian organization can go and buy a 12 gauge or a rifle, you better bet that one day or another there might be a truck full of those individuals with rifles and shotguns ready to jump out at my security, who by law are only permitted to carry their pistols on their own property. Which is why I'm arguing the shotgun self-defense idea, because I think we're only going to have one man with a rifle at the top of the facility in case things get hairy. The rest of them will be shotguns.
Yeah. What I would definitely recommend is that you get like a couple of telephones, but especially one that is in a secure location.
Oh yeah.
That you can page,
Oh, just like a hidden alarm
LSSD
system.
Yeah.
One of those
like that.
crank alarms, the ones that like cry.
No, just like a quiet one, a silent alarm. So as they're coming in, you just hit the button and you keep moving. They have no idea that
Something
you've
like
even
that.
alerted anybody.
That's fair.
Yeah, something that we know that there's really something going down there.
That would be useful.
I'm just talking from a dispatcher point of view.
Hey, my uncle, like he said, he is rewriting the Constitution. So if this is something that's in there, or if it's not, maybe like he could have special guidelines given like the level of your facility. Like it's not gonna be like a regular restaurant or a nightclub like that. You're gonna be doing like serious research over there.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the computer that they're bringing over needs like 2 rooms. That's expensive equipment that I'm sure that people would love to get their hands on.
Yeah, unfortunately, I know about the shotgun because I was held up yesterday and they wanted to get into a van.
Jesus Christ, okay.
Yeah, so they had a shotgun for that in the city.
Jesus, okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Okay. So I think I'm actually okay to speak on this. I've seen an early draft of the Constitution. that's
Yeah.
being worked on. And currently, um, I've just searched through the whole document. There's nothing regarding weapon class. There's nothing regarding weapons on private property. I think that I'll have a conversation with the Chief Justice, and I'll get back to you on it. But from what I've just read, it's fine. I specifically looked into the state, the laws for the state of San Andreas, public laws for the state of San Andreas.
I'm glad to hear it, and
Yeah, there's a section
especially
all about narcotics, but nothing about firearms.
a lot of our security personnel usually double for crisis management unit, so they're going to be working in tandem with law enforcement and EMS. So it's good to have that relation with them, where they can kind of
Right.
mutually know when to put their weapons away and have them out on the property.
As a law enforcement officer, you can advise me of this because obviously I don't really know what goes on the streets in this sense. But what sort of weapons classes are on the streets right now and are very illegal?
Well, straw purchasing is a thing for sure. A lot of people are getting their hands on unregistered firearms, or they're just
Mhm.
simply not registering after they get their license. So that whole honor system thing is a tough
Right.
one. But besides that, you got your basic handguns. You got everyone still with a crowbar on their back.
Mhm.
Sometimes you'll see people with a bit wilder guns, like a shotgun or a rifle.
Right.
And there is even
We haven't seen assault rifles yet.
yeah,
Okay.
there's one police assault rifle that was stolen a while ago.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's concerning.
Yeah, it is. That's the only reason
Um,
why I wanted to bring that up, because there is at least one
Okay.
regulation.
But in terms of the firearms that you were asking about, I'll ask again. You can just purchase them legally.
Yeah,
and
they're going to match the
have them
grade of
registered and
anyone
everything.
who would show up to the facility in a truck willing to break in armed to death.
Legally, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, again, private property, state of San Andreas, not within city limits. The Constitution, the fact that this is the United States of America. Yeah, I don't think there'll be an issue with it, but I will go over it with the Chief Justice regardless. Did you have any other questions? Because I just fucking stretched that answer out for a really long time.
No, that's perfect. Like I said, I'm gonna go baby steps, so we're gonna do small projects here and there, but I
Mhm.
really hope that after some time and we build enough of a resume with this city that we can get steady funding for people. That'll really bring jobs on. It's gonna be harder to hire people until we get steady pay, but I'm not gonna ask for that without bringing a few inventions forward.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic.
That's about it. I thank you for your time and thank you for the slot this weekend.
Hey, no problem. No problem. I hope you're ready for a real long town hall.
Oh, I was prepared last week.
Yeah.
Are you gonna have printouts of some of these prototypes? Because I've been eager to see it since you talked about it with Mayor Hazelwood.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I could fax
shit.
them out.
Kelly, you just made me think of something, but it's not relevant to this meeting. Thank you. Thank you both.
Of course.
Thank you
for
both.
your time.
No problem at all. No problem at all. My office doors are always open. You can contact city and arrange something, and I'll always be willing to listen.
Much appreciated, Mr. Mayor. It's a good idea. I'll print copies for the meeting, physical ones.
Yeah, because if anyone wants to see it, you'll probably say,
Yeah.
like, I don't understand what this is. I don't know what it's gonna
Don't
look
want
like.
it to sound like snake oil.
Yeah. Things people don't understand scare them.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
You
You
too.
as well.
Bye.
Bye.
Kelly, what do you think about an agenda to hand out to people at City Hall, the Town Hall? A meeting agenda?
Sure, like right after they go through the checkpoint, I can stay out here until it's time, and then I can just pass out agendas on to people as they make their way to the council room.
Yeah. And if that's too much, we could also just put the
Not on the
agenda
floor.
on the wall
Okay.
inside the council room, maybe?
In the back?
In the back, yeah.
Because I would say either before you enter the room so they can see it if they're straggling. Okay, so this is what
Mhm.
they're talking about. They'll be like, okay, they're on Humane Lab, so that means next is the open forum. They know where they're at. Or in the back, so
Yeah.
people get up, but they go toward the back, so they're not walking in front of people while they're up at the podium
True,
talking.
true, true, true. Okay. What do you think would be better, the actual physical document, or what do you think would be better, a physical document or a sign on the wall?
Probably the sign on the wall, something so everybody can read, and it would save paper.
That's true. That is very true. It's going to be a lot of printing for the wall, but
Oh, if it's too long, I would say go with the printout, and then maybe next week for like a regular size meeting. That's when you go with the wall.
We go with the wall. Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of bullet points.
Because then people can always just reference back to it too. So even after the meeting's over.
Yes. Yeah, they can. Yeah. Okay. In future, maybe even do timings as well. Keep it really on track. So it's like 10 minutes to this, 5 minutes to this, 5 minutes to this, 10 minutes to that, 3 minutes for each individual talking point. We'll give like 15 minutes for questions, 3 minutes each, whatever, Maybe. Something to think about.
See, I don't think that'll ever be accurate. Because usually after Mayor Hazelwood proposes a bill or somebody does, I'm going to throw questions to the council, and then you're going to open it up to the people. You never know how long somebody's rebuttal is going to be.
That's very true, Kelly. That's very true.
Yeah, so one long-winded answer throws off the whole schedule.
Yeah. Holy smokes, look at the time. Wow. I was wondering why I was so... Good grief.
I didn't know that was the perception he got from Mayor Hazel. I thought Mayor Hazelwood wanted to warm the city up to him by having him work in affiliation with medical. Like, let's work with Pillbox. Let's get them some upgraded medical equipment. And that way they see all the good that Humane Labs is doing. And then this is all the other great research that can come out of this laboratory. It's like a soft introduction.
You think that John got the wrong impression?
Possibly. Because I don't think there was ever a debate he was going to be the director. This is his project. It's like, thank you for this great idea. Now let's put somebody else in charge of it. I don't think Mayor Hazelwood would have done that.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like him. Yeah. All right, well, okay. I am going to go to my office. I'm going to fax a letter to your uncle. And then I'm going to go home.
Okay.
So, say goodnight now. Good night, Kelly. Thank you for all your hard work.
Good night, Tony.
And stay safe.
I will. Thank you for the chat. Let's see if we got another letter. Oof. Oof. We did. Making sure everything's all good. No, like, don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it. We just had it. Whew. Alright, so these times are too late. See, I don't want to hear that. Let's see what we can do. it blue violet or dark magenta? There we go. We're finally done. Please don't show me any more licenses. Like, that's the most I've had muscle spasms. Why do licenses do that to me? So embarrassing. I locked this, right?